Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallant and we sing. And the rockets red glare, the birds bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a sunny day here at Bowie State University. Here at Bulldog Stadium, it is time for the NCAA Division II football playoffs, and it's round one here as the Bowie State University Bulldogs welcome in the University of West Alabama Tigers. Daryl Kinsey Jr. here with you on the play-by-play. Mr. Brandon Williams here on color. Brandon, the CIAA championship was locked up last week, but for Bowie State University, more work to be done on the football field.
Absolutely, there is more work to be done on the field, and it starts today against the Tigers of West Alabama, who coming into this game, last year, they were the number one seed in Super Region 2. And this season, their performance thus far, they went 8-3 overall after closing their regular season against West Florida 45-7. Also, West Alabama and Bowie State have won 18 games over the last two seasons. The Tigers are 18-6 and Bowie State 18-4. Both teams are playing well coming into the opening round of the playoffs. West Alabama has won 5 of its last 6 games. Bowie State has won 9 of 10, losing only during the season opener.
And let's get into the players that Bowie State's going to have to watch out for on the West Alabama side of the field. And you go no further than running back Mr. Tyler Rogers. He had a pair of touchdowns last week in that victory against West Florida. He now is the all-time leader in rushing touchdowns with 30, and he's also the 5th player in Tigers history to rush for over 2,000 career yards. He has 2,060 yards in his career. Brandon, he's going to be a tough test for the Bowie State University defense.
He's definitely going to be a problem to deal with for Bowie State's defense. But speaking of Bowie State's defense, they have been performing well over the course of this season. They have definitely had their struggles, but to just go over a few things with you, Daryl, I have some stats that I want to share with you all in regards to Bowie State's defense. They've only allowed 3 touchdowns over the last 4 games, forced 10 fumbles in the last 2 games of the regular season, and have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in any of the last 3 games, including, well, minus the championship game.
And we saw in the championship game that Bowie State was able to turn over the Fayetteville Broncos on the way to a 30-10 victory in the first ever CIAA championship. And Brandon, this is going to be a battle between 2 storied quarterbacks for West Alabama. Harry Satterwhite, the 2017 Alabama Sports Writer Association Small College Athlete of the Year. Boy, is that a mouthful.
Yep.
He is 3rd all-time at West Alabama in passing yards with 6,922 and 3rd in touchdown passes with 63, and is the career record holder in pass completions with 652.
And it's great that he is soon to be probably in the Hall of Fame at his respective school because he is under the leadership of a Hall of Fame coach and Coach Brett Gilliland, who is a record-setting quarterback in his own right from his playing days at West Alabama.
And on the other side for Coach Damon Wilson, in his 9th season, or in his 10th season for the Bulldogs, pulled off the first CIAA championship in team history last week with a record-setting quarterback of his own with Mr. Amir Hall,
Absolutely.
who was the CIAA championship game MVP last year. He is salivating to get on this field and bring home another piece of hardware to go to his Hall of Fame resume.
Absolutely. In our conversation with him yesterday on the Bark Sports Talk show on WBSU Bulldog Nation Radio, I asked him whether they were satisfied with just having a CIAA championship win or if there was still some hunger left in them to go for a NCAA championship as well. And he lamented that there's always going to be hunger within him and his teammates. They just have to go out and execute.
West Alabama, like all.
So here come the Bowie State University Bulldogs getting ready to take the field. University of Western Alabama already on the field as well. We are under 90 seconds, from getting this game started. I want to welcome everybody watching on the CIAASN.com from both Bowie State and University of Western Alabama. We hope you enjoy the game. Brandon, as I looked over the bracket for Super Region 2, it is an extremely competitive bracket.
Absolutely.
We have West Florida, who had started their program last year, went all the way to the championship game. They're not here this year.
Okay.
We also had Delta State, Bowie State's opponent last year.
Yep.
They did not make the They did not make the playoffs at all. They were actually 2-8 this season. Virginia State, last year's CIAA champion, did not make the tournament. There was a lot of turnover in the playoff bracket from this year to last year. While Bowie State, they remained at the number 4 seed.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at the tale of the two seasons this season compared to last season, stats-wise for Bowie State was probably arguably their most productive season of all time with Amir Hall at the helm. But this year, they've had their ups and their downs that they didn't necessarily have in the previous year. They had the loss against Chowan early in the regular season. They had the Week 1 loss against a D1 opponent. And then after the loss versus Chowan, they went on a big game winning streak that ultimately led to the CIAA championship that they celebrated last week.
And we talked to them about that. That was really the turning point of the season. They said they were down and out before that game, and they rallied together to finish off what we called the gauntlet.
Yep.
Those 4 tough teams in 4 weeks. They finished that gauntlet 3-1. They went on, won the CIAA championship, and now as we're doing the coin toss, they're getting ready for a chance in an NCAA Division II national championship.
And another thing about the Bowie State Bulldogs, they're a battle-tested team. I remember when we called the game versus Winston-Salem early in the regular season, they were down, but the Bulldogs defense had 3 key third-down stops where they were able to get the offense another chance after chance after chance to get back on the field. And on the last drive, we had what we now call the miracle. And now everybody's ready to see what the Bulldogs do against the Tigers.
You were trying to get that name to stick so hard.
It's going to stick eventually because it was a miracle play.
And led out by Goldie, here come your number 4 seeded Bowie State University Bulldogs as they take the field ready for battle against the West Alabama Tigers.
Your 2018 CIAA championship, Bowie State Bulldogs. Just to go over a couple of house rules with you guys, Joshua Pryor, starting freshman defensive lineman, will be wearing number 48 today, and starting wide receiver Montez Clay will be out with a rib injury.
We're just getting ready to hear who won the toss, as they just had the coin toss. Bowie State will be moving from right to left to start this game, as you see it on your screen. West Alabama will be moving from left to right. Conversely, Bowie State in their all-black uniforms with the yellow shoulder pads, while Western Alabama will be wearing the all-white with the red helmets. They'll tell the teams apart.
Makes things a lot simpler.
Oh, look, this one look a little bit better, though.
All right.
It don't look as slanted.
So look, no, but it's slanted up here because he can see what the picture looks like. So lefty loosey on this thing right here.
Right here?
Yeah, lefty loosey.
And the referees break from their huddle.
Real loose.
And we're about ready to get things started. Western Alabama will kick off to start. Kicking for Western Alabama will be number 39, Jordan Bennett. He is a senior, 6'0", weighing in at 178 pounds and standing at 6'6". 0.
Mr. Bennett is out of Tallahassee, Florida.
And your kick returners for the Bowie State University Bulldogs will be the senior Maurice Williams and the graduate student Jordan Crockett.
Maurice Williams, can't talk enough about him and the X factor that he's been for Amir over the course of these last 2 seasons.
But they deferred to the Bulldogs, so the Bulldogs will receive to open the game.
As you heard there, Western Alabama won the toss. They have elected to kick. And we are about ready to get things started in the NCAA Division II playoffs. Thank you for joining us here on the CIAA Sports Network.
Make sure you guys share this link with your friends and family so they can enjoy this game.
And this game is underway.
And we're going to start off. It rolls out of bounds.
That's going to roll out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty. So Bowie State will start off with decent field position to start this game.
One thing, if you're West Alabama, you do not want to give Amir Hall and the offense good field position, especially when they're here at home.
At the 9-yard line.
We'll wait for the penalty call. They're going to take the ball at the 35.
Will get the ball.
Let's see if the referee's mic is working today.
At the 35-yard line.
They're not going to talk. So starting at the 35-yard line, that is where Amir Hall and the Bowie State offense will start shop. Can line up with 3 receivers to the near side of the screen. Bowie State running a spread offense. And they will start from the gun. Sends them in motion. Hall's going to drop back to pass. So throw it over the middle. That is complete. That ball is to Lansana Cisse. That'll be a gain of 7. That'll set up 2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs.
Good opening play gives the Bulldogs a 2nd and short coming.
With the reception.
Bowie State will keep it going. They like to play up tempo. You're seeing that right now. They'll split Jordan Clark out to the high side. Hall's going to drop back to pass again. He's going to give it to Jordan Clark. Clark just gets wrapped up by a defender. And that was number 9. Actually, that was number 6. That was Xavier Williamson with that hit. Actually, Jordan Clark.
Looked like that was just a simple out route there for Jordan Clark.
First down, Bulldogs at the 46.
Bulldogs got the first down on that, so it's 1st and 10 from the 46. They split out 4 receivers. Hall goes in Clark goes in motion. Hall drops back to pass.
The blitz
to Abrams, who gets hit as soon as he caught it by Terry Samuel. And that's after a short gain. That'll bring up 2nd down.
West Alabama sending some pressure that time, but the offensive line for Bowie State held him up, and he was able to hit Abrams for a gain of about 3 on the play.
2nd down and 8 from the 48 of Bowie State University.
The 48-yard line.
They'll stay with the 4 receiver set. 3 now split out to the right side as we see it. Hall's going to drop back to pass. It's looking right. Passes up and incomplete. That ball got defended by number 28, Tyler Rogers.
Intended for Cisse.
Hall got whacked at the end of that one by number 42 of the Tigers, Jordan Jones, the junior defensive end.
Excuse me, that was number 38. That was Savon Parker, excuse me. So it's 3rd down and 8. First 3rd down for the Bulldogs today. With 13:32 left in the first, they bring 4 receivers in a bunch formation. Hall drops back to pass. Throws it over the middle. That's complete to Cisse. He just gets leveled.
Wow.
By a couple of defenders. That was Savon Parker and Terry Samuel.
They came down to lay the lumber on that play.
They met at Cisse. That was a gain of 5. That sets up 4th down and 3. And the Bulldogs will have to punt for the first time tonight.
Not what you wanted on your first drive if you're Bowie State, but it allows you to see what the Tigers are doing on defense. And now let's see if the offense makes some adjustments when they get the ball back.
So Kenny Fuentes is going to punt. Sid Thurman is dropping back to receive. He's standing at the 10-yard line. Fuentes gets that one off. It's a line drive. Thurman's going to collect that. He's going to turn upfield. He gets stopped at the 21. That is where the West Alabama Tigers will set up business.
The starting offense for the West Alabama Tigers, our quarterback, number 15, Harry Satterwhite. Running back, number 28, Tyler Rogers. Wide receiver, Christian Salisbury. Number 89, Bailey Blanchard. Right tackle, Brandon Anderson. Right guard, Fabian Jones. Center, Carl Dyer. Left guard, Stuart Mixon. Left tackle, Cornelius Rogers. Tight end, Quay Boyd. And wide receiver, Tyreek Martin.
And University of West Alabama is going to come out with 5 receivers on this first down play from their own 22. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Throws it over the middle. That's complete for a first down and more. Pass caught by number 89, Bailey Blanchard.
Satterwhite's pass is complete.
Meanwhile, the defense for the Bulldogs, the starting line, Derek Tate, Joshua Pryor, Deron Holmes, and Leke Ajinafuja. Your linebacking core, Darrell Ellison, Kyle Jackson, and Taylor Johnson. And your secondary, Thomas Riddick, Tevin Singleton, Roger Richardson, and William Flowers. Handoff now for the Tigers, and that's going nowhere.
You see the run defense of Bowie State making its presence felt on that play.
That is going to be a loss of 1. That'll be 1st and 11. Actually, no. He did get to the line of scrimmage, so we'll be 2nd and 10
Tyler Rogers
from the 39. That was Tyler Rogers on the carry.
Like I said pregame, this defense is going to be stingy when it comes to stopping the run.
The 39.
Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep over the middle. That is caught by number 18, Quay Boyd. Tight end catches the ball, gets into Bowie State territory, catching it at the 37-yard line of Bowie State University.
Gain of 24
Big
yards
gain
on the
that
play.
time.
It's 1st and 10 at the Bowie
Passing
State
attack of the Tigers
37-yard line.
gashes the defense of Bowie State for a big gainer.
Now here comes West Alabama, 11:25 left in the first. 1st and 10 on the 37. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it to the right. That's incomplete. Looking for Boyd again. Actually looking for Blanchard again, excuse me.
Satterwhite's pass is incomplete.
Tough defense on that play by Flowers.
Very good play on defense right there.
Oh, okay.
And it'll be 2nd and 10 on the 37. I'm surprised they kept the flag in the pocket. It looked like they were getting a little bit handsy, but they were pushing against each other.
That was Singleton, Tevin Singleton matched up on him.
Okay. Singleton's locked up on him again as it goes 2nd and 10 from the 37. And Satterwhite drops back to We want to apologize for those technical difficulties. We're back with you now. It's 3rd and 10 from the 37. That last pass was incomplete.
3rd down and 10 at the 37-yard line.
That pass was to Bailey Blanchard. Falls incomplete. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 37. And Brandon, this Tigers team, they could play two-down territory here. On the year, they are 8 of 10 on 4th down conversions.
Oh, wow.
So that's something to watch for during today's game. They empty the backfield here on 3rd down, and that's going to be a false start.
Our first penalty of the game. This one will be going in the Bulldogs' favor.
And some movement on the line.
West Alabama timeout.
Oh, looks like West Alabama called a timeout before that play got off. We don't have the ref mics working today. So they'll take their first timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. There's no score here at Bulldog Stadium, and we'll be right back.
Hey fans, tell the world that you are here. Share your experiences. Connect with other fans and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite teams. For more information, visit ncaa.com/social. ncaa.com/social.
It was a timeout for West Alabama.
Here come the teams back onto the field. Now, West Alabama runs a pro-style offense, but they've been going up-tempo just like Bowie State University has to start the game. They'll huddle up here for the first time. Brandon, do you think that will give the defensive coaches any problems dealing with a pro-style offense for what looks like the first time this year?
It might. It's tough to say right now. Still getting a feel of how they kind of move on offense. But if I know anything, Coach Sewell, he'll definitely be one to make adjustments if need be.
They come in a 4-wide set out of the gun. Satterwhite drops back to pass, looking to his left. He's going to let it fly, and that is caught. And the receiver steps out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
Satterwhite's pass is complete.
Looks like that was to Christian Salisbury with a big gain to pull West Alabama within
Salisbury with the reception.
The red zone. So it's first and goal from the 9 now. They're going to keep it moving.
They're going to go a little up-tempo themselves.
Satterwhite is going to hand it off, fakes the handoff. They're going to throw it to the left side, and that's caught by Salisbury for the touchdown.
Tigers of West Alabama strike first.
First drive of the game. Very efficient for West Alabama, and they pick up the first score with 10:36 to go in the first with the extra point coming. Jordan Bennett will come on to kick the extra point.
Complete to Tyreek Martin for the touchdown.
And Brandon, with that touchdown pass, Harry Satterwhite is now tied. He's now tied for second in the team history for touchdown catches or touchdown passes.
History just keeps on being made
Bennett's kick is
here
good.
in the Division II football.
Extra point is complete, and with extra point is good. Excuse me, with 10:36 to go, West Alabama has a 7-0 lead over the Bowie State University Bulldogs.
That drive right there is one of those drives where you kind of see, like, okay, how they plan on moving over the course of the game. They have the big play on third down, I think it was, to the tight end, Boyd, and then he hits Christian Salisbury for that rainbow throw that put him right inside the red zone.
That drive was 5 plays for 18 yards, ate up 228, or 2 minutes and 28 seconds worth of clock, and ended with a 9-yard touchdown score to give West Alabama the 7-0 lead. So it was West Alabama to kick off for the second time. Jordan Bennett is on the kick. Williams and Crockett back to receive. Maurice Williams was an all-CIAA second-teamer pick as a kick returner in the postseason awards. Congratulations to him.
Kickoff for West Alabama. Maurice Williams and Jordan Crockett are deep for the Bulldogs.
And here we go again. That's going to be a line drive. Williams is going to pick that one up at about the 4, and he's going to return it upfield. Comes towards the sideline, shakes a defender, tries to cut upfield, and gets hit at the 15-yard line. That is where the Bulldogs will start their second drive of the game.
Not the field position that they had on their last offensive possession, but still it gives them a chance to kind of work with what they got.
Got a penalty marker on the field at the 18-yard line. That's not the 18-yard line. That is the 28-yard line. Excuse me. 27-yard line. Looks like we got a hold against Bowie State. That's going to back them up 10 yards.
I taught him well. I taught him well.
So they will back up 10 yards to start this. They'll start from the 10 after the holding penalty. Brandon, that's not what you want to see if you're the Bulldogs. You're down early, and now you're backed up by a penalty on special teams.
Yeah, definitely don't want to have any discipline penalties, as I like to call them, while you're trying to get back into the game. It's still very early, so it's not like the game is out of reach, but still, you can't have those.
Of course, the Bulldogs will start from the 8-yard line. Start with 3 receivers. Hall's going to drop back to pass. Now he's going to take it himself out of running room and goes down at the 11-yard line.
We might have had another 80-yard scamper on our hands.
And he didn't want to try it that time. Only gets a gain of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 11.
Gain of 3 on the
And quickly, we're trying to go through these offensive starters. We'll start from the line. McDane, McFarland, Mark Murphy, Malik Bellamy, Justice Davis, and Christopher Wiseman are your linemen from left to right. Your receivers, Lansana Cisse, Jordan Clark, and Daryl Jasper. And your running backs, William June, Brandon Abrams, your quarterback.
And speaking of
Abrams breaks off one. And he's going to get a first down as he gets brought down at about the 25-yard line. Amir Hall is your quarterback. And that was a big run for Abrams up the middle.
That was an excellent run that time by Brandon Abrams. And what really sprung him was right guard Justice Davis pulling over to the left side and opening up that gaping hole that Abrams ran through.
Sets up 1st and 10 on the 28 with 9:37 left to go in the first. They hand it off to Abrams again. He bounces to the right side and gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Sets up 2nd and 10 from the 28. We'll go through the defense for the West Alabama Tigers. They run a 4-2-5, Brandon. We'll start with the line from left to right. Darius Ellis, Levy Hammock, Andreas Lilly, Jordan Jones are your linemen. Your linebacker, of course, Von Parker, Abraham Wallace, and Terry Samuel. In your secondary, Jordan Grady, Nicarius Peterson, Tavarius Hutchinson, and Danny Rambo, your secondary corps for the Tigers of West Alabama. Samir drops back with an empty backfield.
That's some pressure.
To the right side. That is caught
by Gilbert Lunsford.
And Gilbert Lunsford goes down after a gain of a couple. That was great poise by Amir Hall to find his receiver despite the contact.
Hall's pass is complete.
Good poise on that play by quarterback Amir Hall.
Got Jordan Clark, Brandon Abrams, and Daryl Jasper coming into the game now.
3rd down and 8.
This third down play.
Line.
It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 30. 8:22 left in the first. Got Abrams in the backfield. They bring receivers in tight. Hall takes snap, drop back looking to his right. He's going to throw it, and that is incomplete. Looking for Jordan Clark, and the Bulldogs, unfortunately, will punt for the 2nd time today.
It looked like Clark was well covered, but trying to see through this mesh here in front of me, it kind of like he might have had a chance to nab that one out of the air, but the Bulldogs will punt away.
So Fuentes will come on to punt. Sid Thurman back to receive for West Alabama.
For the Tigers.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the CIAA Sports Network. You haven't missed much. West Alabama scored on their first play, on their first drive of the game. Fuentes, oh, that's a boomer. That may have been blocked because that is going nowhere fast. But there is a penalty marker on the field.
That's 2.
And we'll see what this is.
There's a penalty marker on the field.
So they're going to talk it over. That's a 10-yard penalty. That would give the offense new life. It actually goes against Bowie State.
It's a hold.
Not sure if they accepted that penalty, as we cannot actually hear the refs from where we are.
So
they did accept the penalty. And this is a big penalty, as West Alabama will now set up at the 32-yard line of Bowie State University. Not the way they wanted to start this game.
Definitely not the way you want to start the game. If you're Bowie State, you have a penalty on 4th down, and then you have a penalty right before your second offensive possession of the game. They got to clean that up.
And that comes off of a muffed punt from the looks of it, either punted or blocked by Fuentes. Satterwhite's going to throw that off on a handoff, and the running back gets about 4 yards. It was Derek Underwood on the carry. And that'll set up 2nd down. West Alabama Tigers have a couple of players with multiple numbers.
Yes.
So forgive us if it takes us a little bit to identify those numbers here today. So it's 2nd and 7 on the 29, gain of 3 by Underwood. They empty the backfield on second down. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it over to the right side, and that is incomplete. The receiver fell down. Looks like that may have been Salisbury who fell down there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to hit Christian Salisbury. He lost his footing, and it was a very low throw, so chances of catching that one are probably slim to none.
Well, they talk it over. Now they come back getting set. Third down and 7.
At the 29-yard line.
Ball on the 29. They converted their last third down. So they have one running back in the backfield, 4 receivers for the Tigers. They motion one to the right side. Now Satterwhite drops back to pass, throws to the right side. That is complete. And not enough for the first down. That was caught, I believe, by Quay Boyd.
Great job that time by Bowie State's defense. Everybody was running to the ball carrier.
And just
as
I said earlier, fourth down, they're going for it here. West Alabama looking to get some points early on the board. Or some more points, rather, as the crowd starts to shake the stands here at Bulldog Arena, or Bulldog Stadium.
It'd be nice if we had an arena.
Would be nice. 4th and 4 from the 26. Satterwhite drops back to pass, throws to the right side. It's incomplete.
Turnover on downs. Bowie State takes over.
Was looking for Salisbury, and the defense is fired up as they get the stop there. Turnover on down.
And there's a flag. Hold on. There's a late flag.
I think they're going to get a taunting penalty there. That may have been a taunting penalty against Riddick, and if that is,
this is a big call.
They're going to talk this one over.
We'll see what the verdict is.
Yep. Got white in. Oh,
They call him sportsmanlike on Bowie State.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
But I think it's still Bowie State's ball, though, so.
Still Bowie State football, but I think on that one, you got to let them play, don't you?
I agree. You got to let them play. They just made a big play, getting the team off the field on 4th down, who's notorious for going for it on 4th down.
Unsportsmanlike penalty.
This is a different
Set of referees that we're dealing with here.
This is a different referee crew than what we're dealing with. They call things a little bit differently. Some things are tighter than what we may have seen with the normal CIAA refs. That's one of them. I don't think you're going to find a lot of people in Bulldog Stadium on this side of the grandstand that agrees, unfortunately, as Hall's going to roll out to his right. He's going to take that by himself, gets to the line of scrimmage, and
may have gotten
that's about
one.
It. Ref flags him out at the 13.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Amir really didn't have a lot of time to look downfield. Had a couple of West Alabama defenders in his face there.
It's 2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, they've been dialing up the pressure on their last 2 offensive possessions.
2nd and 10 from the 13. Hall drops back to pass. Can throw to his right side. That is complete to Clark, and that is a first down for the Bulldogs.
There was a blitz coming on Amir's blind side, but he got the ball off just in time.
I want to apologize for whoever's got that truck that you can hear in the background. They're trying to pull into some sort of parking spot. Anyway, it's 1st and 10 from the 24, 6:23 left to go in the first. Got 3 receivers out, 1 running back in the backfield. As all drops back, he's going to hand that off, and a big hole to the left side.
But he only gets about.
But that run, West Alabama picks that ball up, but the whistle was blown long before that ball came out.
Thank you.
That was number 15 on that run.
Maurice Williams.
That was Maurice Williams, the
Lost his
senior.
helmet.
So he'll come out for a play. Brandon Abrams comes in for him. And his 2nd down. He gets a gain of 3 off of that, so it's 2nd and 7 from the 27-yard line.
All right, we back. Got 6.
Hall drops back to pass. He's going to look to his right. He's going to throw to his right deep. And no! Incomplete. Looking for Cisse. And unfortunately, Brandon, we've seen that connection end up like that more than once this season.
Definitely hit it right on the nail there, Daryl. Lansana Cisse was in stride. He had his defender beat, and Amir hit him almost right in stride, but just maybe a step too short with Cisse.
A little more touch on that ball, and we are talking about a touchdown. Cisse was on his way to the house.
He was.
Instead, it's 3rd and 7 from the 27, 5:45 left to go in the first quarter.
We've seen them go for the deep ball a couple of times over the course of the regular season early on. They didn't necessarily hit on all of them. Sometimes when he threw it up for them on the long, we got a call before the snap here.
May have been a timeout. I don't see a penalty flag on the field. Yep, it was a timeout.
It was like 20 people between there.
Timeout Bowie State.
So Bowie State is going to talk this over.
All of our net.
Timeout Bulldogs.
So they have 2 remaining with 5:44 left in the first. So, Brandon, let's talk about this a little bit. West Alabama running a 4-2-5 defense.
Okay.
What type of problems do you think that's going to make for the Bulldog offense?
Bulldog offense, they typically run a spread offense, but they are known for running the ball too from time to time. But we'll just have to see how this goes. Now, Bowie State, they run a multiple type of offense. Their defense is a 4-3, which is a very traditional scheme of defense. And, you know, they run this type of defense that the Tigers are running. It definitely creates some problems in terms of matchup and in terms of the scheme that you want to run if you're Bowie State.
So looking some of at the stats right now early in this game, Bowie State has had 4 rushes for 20 yards. University of West Alabama, they've only run twice for 3 yards, but you look at the passing yard disparity. Brandon, University of West Alabama, 81 yards so far. Bowie State only 20.
That's something that they're going to have to address and make adjustments on the sideline with, and then they're going to have to execute out on the field.
So standard shotgun set here for the Bulldogs. 5:44 to go left in the first. Got 2 running backs in the backfield. Hall's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw to the right side.
And it looked like
that was incomplete.
Cisse,
He got tackled before the ball got there. They're not going to throw the flag. The Bulldogs are going to punt. Tough defense there by.
I think they might have missed one on that one.
Tough defense there by Savon Parker. And the Bulldogs will punt once again. So now the Bulldog offense struggling to get anything going right now. It's still early in the game. Fuentes looking to redeem himself from that punt last time. A much better kick this time.
High, long.
And that's get caught. And returner turns it upfield, goes out about the 38-yard line. It was Sid Thurman on the return. And they'll give him out at about, looking for the referee.
Thurman on the return.
Got him at the 36-yard line. So that is where the Tigers will start their 3rd drive of the game. If you're just joining us, welcome to Bulldog Stadium. 5:29 left to go in the first. Satterwhite to Blanchard for 9 yards was the first touchdown of the game. Not Blanchard, it was to Salisbury. It was the first score of the game. That is the only score in the game right now. West Alabama currently leads 7-0. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Throws it to the running back. That is incomplete. He gets hit afterwards.
More of a graze.
That was intended for the running back, Tyler Rogers. Set up 2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line.
Trayvon King, the senior linebacker, out there to make sure he couldn't get anywhere.
That was actually Tyreek Martin on the first touchdown pass of the game. Excuse me. So it's 2nd and 10 from the 37. Satterwhite drops back to pass with the play action. He gets flushed to his left side. He completes the pass to Salisbury, and he gets gobbled up by a bunch of Bowie State defenders. They're going to give him forward progress. I was going to look and see who has the ball. Bowie State defender had it. But they're going to say he was down beforehand. Now it's Kyle Jackson who had the football at the bottom of that pile.
Is complete to Salisbury.
Third down coming for the Bulldog defense. Trying to get their wits about them. Get lined up right.
University of West Alabama 1 for 2 on third down conversion so far today. Satterwhite's going to drop back the pass. Quick throw to the right side. That's incomplete.
Let's see if they go for it on fourth down.
Looks like they will punt this time. Don't want to give Bowie State good field position.
Intended for Spivey.
Back deep to return for the Bulldogs is number 1, William Flowers, the third.
Giannis Spivey was the intended receiver. And for the first time today, Zach Gaines, the number 1 punter in West Alabama history, will kick.
Will Flowers is deep for the Bulldogs.
That one's going to spiral to about the 23. Take a University of West Alabama bounce, go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. But there's a penalty marker down on the field at about the 49-yard line. They're going to talk about this. We'll see what the call is.
On the field.
Oh my.
Just about to see what the verdict is.
So that call is against Bowie State, so that'll back them up.
Sportsmanlike conduct on the Tigers.
Oh, that's against the Tigers. So the Bulldogs will get 15 yards. Get great field position to start this drive, and that's something they need. After the first couple of drives, both have ended in punts.
Back out. Up now 6.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 32.
So the Bulldogs get their 4th drive of the game. Their first 3 have all ended in punts. I'm looking for points this time. As Hall's going to take this one by himself. He cuts up the field.
Finds a nice crease and was able to dive for a few extra yards.
It's a gain of 4 as he gain of 5 as he gets hit at the 37-yard line. They'll bring up second down and 5.
On the play, it's 2nd and 5 at the 37.
Last week in the CIAA Championship, Amir Hall got it done with his feet more than he did with his arm.
He really did. Only 180 yards passing through the air last week, but he was scampering all over the field.
And Abrams just gets mauled behind the line. A couple of players meet him at really for the moment he picked up the ball. One of them was number 28.
Now he's down with an injury, apparently.
It's Tyler Rogers. And Abrams is down.
Got him.
That was Andreas Lilly, the other player that got to him, number 54.
Why is my left hand cold?
But you know, that was John Michael Edwards, number 94. Sophomore defensive lineman from Montgomery, Alabama. Abrams is going to get helped off the field. He's limping. Can't put a lot of pressure on that left knee. And we start talking about knee injuries, Brandon. There are not a lot of good ones.
Not a lot of good ones. None at all, really. And I hope that this isn't as serious as it appears to be right now.
You have to carry him off the field. So we'll get an update on his situation.
Brandon Abrams,
3rd and 10 from the 32.
He is the injured player for the Bulldogs.
So that'll give some more work for Maurice Williams. He'll be pressed into service now.
Yeah, they have a couple of more running backs in the stable to the Bulldogs.
Down for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 10 from their own 32.
3rd and 10 at the 32.
You got 4 receivers, a bunch formation. Williams is in the backfield to the right of Amir Hall. Hall drops back to pass. Gonna throw it over the middle, and that's incomplete.
Almost hauled in.
Off the hands of Deron Smith, and for the 4th time today, the Bulldogs will punt. Just can't get anything going on offense to start this game.
He had some room to run had he caught that, but you got to catch the ball before you can run upfield with it.
Fuentes comes on to punt once again. In the backfield is Sid Thurman to receive.
10 at the 32-yard line. Fuentes will punt.
Fuentes ready to punt. Gets that one off. Goes end over end. Thurman's going to let that one bounce. He catches it.
And then gets
mauled at the 25-yard line.
Reading my mind.
They're going to give him the 26. It's not my fault.
Oh, yeah, I got the celebration.
And here comes West Alabama.
And is down at the 26-yard line.
So I said earlier, Zach Gaines is actually the #1 all-time punter in West Alabama history. He's got 129 points, average of 42.31 yards per punt.
Wow.
A all-time best for Zach Gaines. So congratulations to him.
Good for him.
You don't get to talk a lot about the punters.
Yeah, the punters don't get much love.
To be honest, if you're talking to him a lot or about him a lot, your team's probably not doing well. As West Alabama, they can throw the one over the middle, incomplete.
Great defensive play that time by Thomas Riddick.
And Bailey Blanchard was looking up at the ref. I think he wanted a flag. He did not get one. It'll be 2nd and 10. And the defense is holding tight for the Bulldogs so far. It was Thomas Riddick who laid the hit on him.
Yep. He snuck right up underneath him and batted that ball away.
It's 2nd and 10 from Western Alabama's own 26-yard line. They got 3 receivers, 1 running back in the backfield on this formation. Bulldogs showing blitz. They'll come with the blitz. Satterwhite throws to the right side. That's complete.
But he's short of first down yardage. 3rd and short coming.
That was complete by #1 Jonas Spivey. He caught that pass. It is going to be 3rd down here for the Bulldogs. Or here for West Alabama. Excuse me. 3rd and 3 from West Alabama's own 33-yard line.
It's 3rd down and 3 at the 33-yard line.
They send 3 receivers up to the left side, 1 to the right.
This might be a run.
Now 1 comes in motion. And Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. That's complete for the first down. Complete to number 18. That's Quay Boyd, the tight end, and that'll be a first down for West Alabama.
West Alabama taking advantage of the matchups right there, using their big tight end to get that first down.
Not a lot of running by them so far to start this game.
Really not.
For West Alabama.
And say that there's a handoff,
Was that a run?
and Spivey gets to, or Rogers gets to a 1-yard gain.
I think what it is that they did a little bit of their homework and realized that Bowie State's defense really doesn't give a lot of rushing yards.
That was Salisbury on the carry, excuse me.
Yeah, like I was saying, Bowie State's defense doesn't really give up a lot of yards rushing on the ground to anybody, really. So now they're pretty much just taking advantage of their pass defense.
2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9 from the 44-yard line of West Alabama. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it to the right side. That's going nowhere.
Kyle Jackson.
Derek Underwood received the ball and got mauled back behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss for West Alabama. It's going to be 3rd and 17 from their 36-yard line. Bowie State's defense is keeping them in it so far. A couple of big plays, including that one.
That was a big play that the defense just made there.
It's 3rd down and 17.
So now the passing defense will be tested. And Satterwhite drops back to pass. Could throw it deep over the middle. That's incomplete. No flags on the field. That was tight defense by Roger Richardson, the senior captain from Glendale, Maryland. And University of West Alabama will punt. So, Brandon, the Bowie State Bulldogs defense is keeping them in the game so far. They just need the offense to get a little bit going.
Yeah, the offense needs to convert on 3rd down and get themselves a little bit more of an opportunity to get into Tigers territory. And credit to the defense and Coach Sewell for making those adjustments and getting his guys fired up.
To that end, the Bulldogs have had 5 third down chances. They've completed none of them. That punt is a high one. And that is going to be fair caught by number 1, William Flowers. And the Bulldogs will start at their 20-yard line.
Flowers with the fair catch at the 20-yard line.
So, Brandon, we talked a little bit about this on the Bark Sports Talk yesterday. The Bulldogs won the CIAA championship. They now come into what looks like bonus football. The NCAA, sorry, we thought there was a call going on.
Under attack.
So with the NCAA Division II playoffs going on, it's almost like bonus football. What do you think their mindset is coming into this game?
I think coming into this game, they're coming with the mindset of, okay, we can't get complacent now with just a CIAA championship win. We still got some work to do in the NCAA playoffs. The only HBCU in the Super Region 2 in the playoffs this year.
Hall completed that pass to Cisse, and to that end, we asked Amir Hall about it, and he said there was a spring in everybody's step on practice this Tuesday. He said it was the best Tuesday night practice they had this season. I guess winning a conference championship for the first time will do that for you.
Second down and 3.
2nd and 3 with the clock running down here for the Bulldogs. Got 4 receivers spread out. Hall's going to hand it off to Maurice Williams. He runs up the gut. He gets the first down.
Yep, first down yardage by Maurice Williams, the senior.
Stops the clock at 22.9.
For the Bulldogs.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 32, and I think they'll just be content to let the clock run down.
First down, Bulldogs.
They might get another play off
At the 32.
depending on how they time this up.
That was Williams' first rush of the day for 3 yards. Looks like they are going to get this play off. And they hike the ball. Hall looks to the right side. That is caught and leveled is number 17, Gilbert Lunsford, and that is how the first quarter will end. So West Alabama gets on the scoreboard first. 9-yard reception by Tariq Martin from Harry Satterwhite. Other than that, the Bulldog defense has been stifling at the end of the first quarter. It is the West Alabama Tigers 7 and Bowie State nothing.
You're watching BSU TV
on the CIAA Sports Network.
I got to do waving. Want me to zoom in and do waving? Nobody else. GG's are down here. I got them too if you want. Hey, little short cuz. Jared, get out my shot, cuz. Get out my shot. You say like, hey, Jared. All right, so.
As we start the second quarter, I know this is going to be a little bit cliche, but hi, Mom. It is second.
Hey,
and
Mother
5.
Kinsley, how you doing?
It's 2nd and 5 in the 37-yard line for Bowie State University. Amir Hall lines up in the gun. Both these teams using the gun extensively in the first quarter. Hall throws it to Cisse, and that one just got tipped away. A lot of traffic down there. Had Gilbert Lunsford in the area, had a couple of West Alabama defenders in the area as well. Just couldn't come down with that one.
3rd and medium coming for Bowie State. They got to find some rhythm here on 3rd down and keep this drive going.
Well, they are 0 of 5 so far on 3rd down. Getting a conversion here would be big for this team.
3rd down and 5 at the 37.
They line up with 4 receivers, 3 spread out to the near side as you see it on your TV screen. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to keep it by himself. Now he throws it over the middle. That's complete.
First
That's
down.
caught for the first down. Pass is completed to Jordan Crockett, his first reception of the day. And the Bulldogs get their first third down conversion of the afternoon.
Interesting thing about Amir, he really doesn't have a go-to guy that he goes to on third down. He basically hits the man that is open at that time and finds him usually.
Well, the one you might see the most commonly would be Montez Clay, but he is out with a rib injury. He actually played on that injury last week. As Maurice Williams runs up the middle, gets a gain of about three or four. And I'm pretty sure last week, if Montez Clay was missing a leg, he would have found a way to get out there, Brandon. There was no way he was going to miss a chance to get in the CIAA championship.
That's a tough son of a gun right there, Montez Clay.
But he made some big catches in that game, but unfortunately, they just want to shut him down for right now, make sure he gets healthy, because they're going to need him for a deep playoff run, provided they win today.
Yep. Which
is still in the balance. They're only in the first minute of the second quarter. As Hall drops back to pass, he's going to throw that one away. Oh, no, he caught it, but Cisse was out of bounds. He did make the catch.
You got to catch it where it counts.
Cisse is out of bounds.
Sadly, his legs did not come down. Unfortunately, his legs did not come down in bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 48. Bulldogs are in University of West Alabama territory for the first time today. And they're looking to convert on their second third down of the game.
You have a third down here. See what the Bulldogs can do.
Hall drops back to pass, looking to his right, and they're going to throw a penalty flag late.
That's not delay of game.
I think they're going to get delay of game, but they snapped the ball.
Not delay of game. You got to snap off the time.
Penalty marker is on the field.
We'll see if they pick this one up.
Timeout.
Actually, looks like it was a timeout. That was the
Bulldogs call
Bowie State timeout. So they'll have 2 to go in the very first, or in the second quarter.
Coach Wilson looking out for his quarterback.
They have 1 to go, in the first half.
Yeah, because they had to burn another one earlier, if we think for the same situation.
So let's look at the stats so far. The Bulldogs have 9 rushes so far for 30 yards, still leading in that category. They've got 56 pass yards right now compared to 96 for University of West Alabama. But as we said, neither team very good on third down.
Neither team.
West Alabama 2 for 5. Bowie State 1 for 6.
It's been a tale of special teams and defense thus far.
Leading rushers, Underwood leads 1 rush for 3 yards. I haven't seen Tyler Rogers. He only had 1 carry today. Got to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. On the other side, Brandon Abrams had 3 rushes for 12 yards for going down with the injury. Maurice Williams has 3 for 10, and Amir Hall 3 for 8. Leading receivers for both teams, Quay Boyd has 3 for 37 yards, no touchdowns. And Lansana Cisse, 4 receptions, 26 yards, no touchdowns. But the one everyone is going to remember back in the first quarter, streaking down the right side of the field, couldn't bring it down, had a chance for a touchdown.
Yep, you got to hit those big plays. We'll see if they go back to it later on during the game.
So 3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line. 3 receivers line up to the right side. Amir Hall drops back to pass. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run up the field, and he just gets the first down.
I think he got it. It pays to be 6'4".
Gets clipped.
If you're Amir Hall.
Terry Samuel just nipped at his heels, caused Amir Hall to stumble, but not before he got the first down. Gets a gain of 9. It's now 1st and 10 on a 39 the University of West Alabama. Bulldogs getting something rolling on this drive.
That's 2 back-to-back third down conversions for the Bulldogs. They are rolling right now.
Currently 7 play, 32 yards this drive. Saul drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the right side. Incomplete. Lansana Cisse covered by 2 defenders.
Intended for Cisse.
Tavius Hutchinson and Danny Rambo on the cover. Or Danny Rambo, excuse me, on the cover. To 2nd and 10 now from the 39-yard line.
10 at the 39-yard line.
13-12 left in the second. You have 4 receivers, 3 spread out to the left side. As Hall is going to hand off to Maurice Williams. Maurice Williams gets some running room, and he goes forward. He gets stopped at the 36-yard line. Gets a gain of 6 there. That's a 33-yard line, excuse me, not 36. So it's 3rd and 4 from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, we got this.
Gain of 6 on the play. It's 3rd
Split
down
out 3
and
receivers
4 at the 33.
to the left side, 1 to the bottom of your screen. West Alabama defender scrambling to get into position. Got 13 seconds left on the play clock. Now 10. And they're going to get a false start on the Bulldogs. Flags fly.
Discipline penalty.
That's going to back them up to 3rd and 9. That is not what you're looking for when you are driving, as the Bulldogs were.
Yep, you got the momentum on your side, and now you have a discipline penalty. Now you dug a hole for your offense. They've had 2. They just could. I can't talk today, Daryl.
I know the feeling.
They just had 2 back-to-back 3rd down conversions. This one would have probably been the easiest one they had the penalty not occurred.
So 3rd and 9 from the 38-yard line. Hall's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it to Maurice Williams, who makes the reception for the 1st down.
How about that? Maurice Williams, Amir's X factor on 3rd down, comes through for him again.
Gets that reception, brought down at the 28-yard line. It's now 1st and 10 on the 28 for the Bulldogs.
This has been the Bulldogs' longest offensive drive of the game thus far.
That was their 8th play, 9th play coming up on this drive with 11:55 left in the second. Hall drops back to pass, throws to the right side. That is complete. And that'll be another Bulldogs 1st down.
The Bulldogs are in the red zone.
Jordan Crockett dragging a bevy of West Alabama defenders into the red zone. Is now 1st and 10.
I think the offense has found their mojo.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Bulldog fans starting to make some noise here at Bulldog Stadium for the first time today. They spread out 4 receivers. Hall is going to hand off to Williams. Williams cuts out to the left side, gets across the line of scrimmage, but goes no further.
That snap was a little high. Might have threw off the timing on that handoff.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from that very 13-yard line.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
11 minutes to go in the second. West Alabama has a 7-0 lead, but the Bulldogs are threatening in the red zone. They led the CIAA in red zone conversions during the season. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. That is complete. Actually, the left side, that is complete. That'll set up a 3rd and short.
Ball's pass complete.
Jordan Clark making that reception.
Clark with the reception.
It's Clark's 2nd reception of the game. It's 3rd down now and 6.
9-yard line.
Bulldogs need to get to about the 3-yard line to convert.
They can get a 1st down without having to score a touchdown here, so we'll see what they decide to do. So Hall drops back to pass, looking for the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown!
Bulldogs! He finds Jordan Crockett in the corner for their first points of the game.
Jordan Clark to the left side.
Wait, hold on, wait, sorry.
It was Jordan Crockett. You're right.
Yes, Jordan Crockett.
We didn't call his name a lot during the season. Well, Montez Clay out. He's pressed into service, and he catches a touchdown that will tie this game, depending on the extra point, which is up, and it is good. So it is a tie ball game here at Bulldog Stadium. Knotted up at 7 with 10 minutes even to go in the second quarter.
That was a great play call and a good route by Jordan Crockett. He went outside, but then he came back in, and Amir threw it just at the right time, and we got 6. Now 7.
So Gene Carson's kick was good. The stats on that drive, it was a 15-play, 80-yard drive. ate up 5 minutes, 58 seconds of clock. The longest drive of the game in terms of time and distance.
Very much so. The Bulldogs, they find success when they go on these long offensive drives. It's not going to be how it was in years past where Amir could just throw a bomb to somebody going down the sideline or over up the seam. Now they're going to have to chip away at these third downs and second downs, third and short, converting on third down. They finally converted on third down 3 times on that drive, and now we're looking at a tie ball game where the Bulldogs are back in it.
And what kept them in that was that stingy defensive play after the touchdown catch, which was on the first drive for West Alabama. Turnover on downs, punt, and punt. Their 5 drives so far in the game.
Now I think the Tiger defense is trying to catch a breather on the sideline.
Well, they're going to need one as Carson kicks this one off. Has to be kicked over to the right side where Salisbury is going to bring it up the field. And he's found some running room. And he gets finally dragged down in the deep in the Bulldog territory.
Big return.
That is not what the Bulldogs wanted to see.
That is definitely not what you want to see if you're the special teams coach for Bowie State,
who just happens to also be the head coach of the Bulldogs.
Enough said.
So, they're hearing it right now.
I'm looking for him. Oh, there you go, right there. You're talking to him.
And what he's not saying right now is, gee willikers, guys, you're doing a great job. He's
having a very, very constructive, passionate conversation.
A spirited conversation. With words we cannot repeat. It is now 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for West Alabama. Satterwhite's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw that one deep, and that is dropped. And the Bulldogs fans are breathing a sigh of relief.
Wow.
Because if Tariq Martin brings that in, that's the 2nd touchdown of the game. I don't know who was supposed to be covering him. Wow. That was just a blown coverage.
It was a blown coverage, but the football gods, I think, touched him and said, you're not going to catch that one. But if you're Coach Sewell, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, you do not like that.
Pretty sure he was giving Thomas Riddick some comments about that, because that's who he was talking to.
I see him right there.
Yep. He was also not saying, gee willikers, guys, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, very spirited conversation.
Satterwhite goes over the middle. That's incomplete.
3rd down and long coming again for the Tigers of West Alabama.
Martin jumped up looking for a penalty marker after tight defense. He does not get one. Another 3rd down here for Western Alabama, and this will be a big stop if the Bulldogs can convert it here.
I got to agree with you on that one, partner.
At the 40-yard line.
3rd and 10 from the 40. University of West Alabama 2 of 5 so far on 3rd downs. And Satterwhite drops back to pass, and he gets sacked.
And who is that? Number 11 doing his sack dance.
Derek Tate picks up the first sack of the game, and that is the first sack allowed in a while by Western Alabama. And that is going to bring a punt here by West Alabama. Brandon, they only allowed 14 sacks all year. That was number 15, and it comes at a big time for the Bulldogs.
The defensive captain comes through again on a 3rd and long play for his teammates, getting them off the field on 3rd down and giving Amir Hall and the offense another chance to get some more points with 8 minutes and ticking here to go in the 2nd quarter.
Well, they'll have to come from a long, long way as that coffin corner punt went out at the 2-yard line. And that is where the Bulldogs will have to set up shop. They'll have to go about the length of the field if they want to score this time.
Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 47 yards on the punt. The Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at the 2-yard line.
So the Bulldogs will take over from the 2-yard line after that first drive, 15 plays. That first drive. They'll have to do something similar to get the score this time, but they've been buoyed by some great defense by BSU so far. On the other side, West Alabama's defense is looking stingy, but the Bulldogs have chipped away, and they worked all the way to now score, and now it's a tie ball game. As Hall's going to drop back to pass, get themselves some breathing room with that one.
Hall's pass is complete.
It's Ron Smith.
It's Ron Smith bringing in his first reception of the day.
Giving him a second and medium. And this is what I was talking about after they scored that first touchdown, chipping away at the yardage here.
So 2nd and 5 from their own 7-yard line. Clock running, just 8:30 to go in the second half, or in the first half. Hall changing up the play a little bit. Got an empty backfield on this play. So drive back to pass. Gonna be a quick throw, and that's caught by Crockett. He gets brought down at the 10-yard line. I'll set up a 3rd and short.
Good play design. They had the 2 receivers going upfield and then Crockett coming underneath. Amir hit him just at the right time, but he wasn't able to get all he needed for first down yardage.
So 3rd down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. On 3rd down so far, they improved to 4 and 9, all 4 of those coming on their most recent drive, which ended with a touchdown. Got 3 receivers spread out to the right side. Got one running back in the backfield. So Hall's going to drop back to pass. So that's complete. And that's going to be a first down. So make it 5 and 10, 5 for 10 for the Bulldogs. That's completed by, it's caught by Darren Smith. And that's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Bulldogs starting to move the football. They're going to have to go to another long drive. They're controlling the time of possession game so far. Leading that 13 minutes and 9 seconds to 7:56.
Cisse had to go down for that one.
And counting as Cisse picks up a gain of 6. It's caught about the 21 and a half yard line.
Bulldogs are going in their no-huddle offense here.
So it's a gain of 7.
At the 22.
It's now 2nd and 3 from the 22 with 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Hall drops back to pass. Actually going to hand it off to Williams. And he gets just enough for the first down.
How about that, Maurice Williams getting the first down on 2nd down.
That play set up, quick passing play, sets up the short run, gives the Bulldogs another first down. They're driving again.
They're driving again. A second, 3rd down conversion as far on this drive. We'll see if they keep this going. Coach Ware's got a rhythm going right now. I think he wants to stay consistent with that.
1st and 10 from the Bulldogs' 26-yard line. 6:05 left to go in the second quarter. Hall drops back to pass. And he's going to throw it deep to Cisse. It's caught at the 30-yard line.
Now there's the big chunk play we've been waiting for. Hit him he got it at the highest point and came down with it. One-on-one on the defender. Cisse wins that matchup every time.
Forward progress gives him the 27-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 with the Bulldogs deep in West Alabama territory. They were looking for that play all day, and Brandon, they finally got it. But if you could have caught him in stride, they could have got a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure these Bulldog fans are not complaining at all.
As you hear the Bowie chants going on.
Hall drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep again. Finds Lunsford for the reception.
Inside the 5.
Here come the Bulldogs now with a chance to take the lead. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
That is all Amir Hall. Great play calling by Coach Ware, the offensive coordinator, and good catch by Lunsford, who went out all the way for that one.
Hall hands off to Williams, but he gets stuffed at the line. It'll be 2nd and 3. Or 2nd and goal from the 3, rather.
5 minutes and 8 seconds and ticking here to go in the second quarter. Gotta wonder if they want to try to take some more time off of the clock, because what they don't want to do is give West Alabama a lot of time to go on an offensive drive of their own.
They got 4:50 left in the second.
It is, but it's not.
You got 3 receivers, 2 to the left side. Hall's going to take it by himself, and he runs in for the score.
Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Amir Hall gets it done with his arm and now his feet to give the Bulldogs a 13-7 lead with the extra point coming.
How about that drive? How about that drive? With the length of the field, 2 chunk plays, and now we're looking at 13-7, almost 14, depending on how this kick goes.
You cannot count this Bulldog team out at all. As the kick is up, and it's good.
Gene Carson.
The first couple of drives, Brandon, they struggled to get something going, but once they got it, they found something in the defense of West Alabama they've been able to exploit. They've gone to a more quick passing game, which has been setting up those short runs. Then you saw they didn't give up on the deep route to Cisse, and they locked it up there a couple plays before the score, and it gave them a lot of momentum.
And don't forget, too, in our conversations over the course of the week, you mentioned how West Alabama, they have some flaws in their passing defense. So now I think what their flaw was the little chip plays here and there to drive down the field subsequently. And now we're looking at a situation where if they keep doing this, West Alabama may not be able to adjust. But, hey, we'll see how things go. We still got 2 more quarters left to play in the rest of the second quarter.
West Alabama ranked 7 in the Gold South Conference when it came to passing defense, and the Bulldogs are taking advantage of that right now as they now lead 14-7 with 4:40 left to go in the second.
Your 2018 CIAA championship winning Bulldogs are up 14-7.
Let's see you run that now. Ooh, okay. This can go for over 10 yards. Yeah, flip it. Yeah, I'm gonna go wide angle in case they don't score. Just go wide angle and then
Looks like we had a penalty against Western Alabama during that kick, as the Bulldogs will now be kicking off from their, well, actually not from there, from midfield. It's going to pin the Western Alabama offense deep. And they're going to make a little bit of adjustment. And Brandon, last time we saw these special teams units out on the field, there was a big run by Western Alabama, got them deep into Bowie State territory, but they weren't able to do anything with it.
Yeah, they weren't able to do anything with that kick. But we'll see how things go this time around.
Thurman and Salisbury back to receive.
Salisbury and Martin are deep.
Carson's going to kick this one away. He's going to squib kick it. Gets picked up at the 1 yard line. Salisbury's going to run up the field and gets a pretty good return out of it. They will start just shy of their own 30-yard line. So here comes the defense, or here comes Western Alabama. And Brandon, they scored on their first drive. After that, not a lot to speak for.
Really,
West Alabama
not a
offense.
lot. And that's a credit to how well the Bulldogs defense has been playing. They've been getting them off the field on third down, as opposed to earlier in the game where they were going on long drives the length of the field themselves.
And that was a 15-yard personal foul penalty. They gave the Bulldogs the ability to kick from the 50-yard line.
28-yard line.
So here comes West Alabama. First and 10 on the 28. 4:34 to go in the second. Satterwhite drops back to pass. They hand it off to Salisbury. And Salisbury's going to shakes one defender, but can't shake the second. He gets about a gain of 2.
Tevin Singleton.
Singleton comes up with the hit. That'll be 2nd and 8 from the 30-yard line.
On the carry.
I was trying to get the tackle.
Brandon, the Bulldogs, they are locking down on their run defense against West Alabama, and it is making them one-dimensional so far.
This defense is extremely tough to run the ball against.
So here we go, 2nd and 8 from the 30. Satterwhite drops back to pass, goes over the middle. That is complete for the first down. As that is caught by number 18. That is Quay Boyd, the tight end. And I'll give them a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for Western Alabama. 3:50 to go in the second. Bulldogs lead 14-7.
At the first down, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
So they'll start from the gun.
Well, this is a playoff.
Satterwhite is going to hand it off. And Salisbury gets
You ain't juke me that
gain a
time.
couple.
One.
I'm going to give them 1. They're going to flag him at the 47-yard line, so that'll be 2nd and 9 from the 47. So, Brandon, what do you think of the game so far?
This has been a very back-and-forth game. Looking at it now, early on you would have thought this would have been a one-sided affair, but the Bulldogs made adjustments on defense, and they found their mojo on offense, and now we're looking at 14-7, Bulldogs up.
And unfortunately, we're going to get a penalty. That's going to give Western Alabama a new set of downs. They're going to call a holding penalty. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38 of the Bulldogs.
After the penalty, it's 1st and 10 at the 38-yard
Not what the Bulldogs were looking
line
for.
of Bowie State.
.315 left to go in the second. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He throw it to the right side, and that is caught. And this is a tie ball game.
Satterwhite's pass is
Touchdown,
complete.
Tigers.
Giannis Spivey catches the ball from Harry Satterwhite. Now 14-13 with the extra point coming, and the defense held tight until there. Just a bad defensive set for the Bulldogs. Big time penalty and a blown coverage. And now it's a tie ball game.
Yeah, they weren't able to put a halt to any of the things that they were trying to do offensively. And now on that touchdown pass, they took advantage of the matchup. And the pass defense continues to struggle here for the Bulldogs.
Bennett's extra point attempt is good. Now we are all tied up at 14. And Brandon, remember, West Alabama will get the ball to start the second half. So now a little bit of momentum on that West Alabama Tigers sidelines.
Well, there's 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the half. So that's basically an eternity for Amir Hall and the Bulldogs offense.
They get one more try.
So we'll see what they'll draw up, and we'll be back after a very short break here from Bulldog Stadium. You are watching the CIAA Sports Network
On BSU TV.
I got kicked.
So here comes West Alabama to kick off. Jordan Bennett is ready to kick. Maurice Williams and Jordan Crockett back to receive. And the kick is away. It's end over end. They picked up at the 20. To determine one of the upmen, that was Adam Gillis Jr. And the Bulldogs will start with decent field position. Start them at the 30-yard line. And Brandon, after their first 4 drives started with punts, Bulldogs have scored on their last 2.
Yeah, they have. They found the rhythm on offense, and they have good field position as opposed to the last offensive drive where they scored the touchdown to take the lead. Now they got 2 minutes 58 seconds to work with just 1 timeout. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But remember, when they convert on 3rd down and get a first, the clock will automatically stop.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line, and not sure who Hall was looking for there. So that one was well short.
What was that?
So that'll be 2nd and 10 on the 31-yard line. That ball's thrown in the area of Jordan Clark, but unfortunately no one.
I saw the ball go over.
I think just no one there to make the reception. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Looks like Hall's a little off balance. He made that throw. May have factored into why it went as the way it did. As Hall drops back the pass, throws the right side. That's a much better pass there.
And he's got room.
As Crockett is on the move to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Brought down at the 2-yard line.
How about that? Catch and run by Jordan Crockett.
That pass was much better than that one to Jordan Clark.
I got to agree with you there on that one, partner. He went all the way. He would have had we almost had a house call.
1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Can the Bulldogs make it 2 or 3 straight scoring drives? 2:28 to go in the second.
My apologies for being tongue-tied, ladies and gentlemen.
My apologies as well. It's 1st and goal from the 3. Hall, they line up in the goal line formation. Going to hand it off to Williams, who runs up the gut. And he gets stopped at the 3-yard line.
They still got some time to work with here, and we're going to hit the 2-minute warning. No 2-minute warning.
Remember, this is college football. No 2-minute warning here.
Excuse me.
Loss of a yard on the play by Williams.
So he actually lost a yard, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line.
Goal at the 4-yard line.
Here come the Bulldogs. Line up 3 wide receivers to the left side of the field. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to throw it to the right side.
Incomplete.
That's incomplete. Looking for Maurice Williams. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Ball's pass incomplete.
If we score a touchdown,
it's 3rd down and 4. 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line.
West Alabama, they can hold Bowie to a field goal. It will be like a victory for them. You know, the Bulldogs will take the lead either way, but we'll see what the Bulldogs do. Coach Damon Wilson is aggressive. He is not afraid to go for it on 4th down in this situation. Hall barking out the signals. He's got 3 seconds. Got to get this one off. He does.
It looked like he got it off just in time.
Looks like it was timeout call. Timeout call. So the Bulldogs will burn their last timeout. They're going to talk this over just a little bit more.
Bulldogs call timeout.
So if we look at the stats right now, the Bulldogs have eclipsed University of Western Alabama in passing yards, 251, to 150, and 51 yards to 2 in the rushing game. The Bulldog offense is starting to get clicking.
Yes, they are.
And not a lot of answers for University of West Alabama.
Time of possession, 19 minutes and 5 seconds compared to West Alabama's 9 minutes and 33 seconds. Bowie State is 5 for 10 on 3rd down. West Alabama 2 for 6.
But unfortunately, the penalties, and we've seen that cost Bowie in the past. University of West Alabama has 2 for 30 yards. Bowie 5 for 50.
Yeah, you definitely got to eliminate those.
So it's 3rd down and goal. What are you dialing up here?
I would dial up a trick play.
Brandon, a trick play would not work. I guarantee you that. A trick play would not work.
Anyway, it's 3rd and goal from the 4.
No, we're not doing Philly. We just said no trick plays, and you talking about Philly. We just said no.
So it's 3rd and 4 from the 4. 3 receivers set for the Bulldogs. They're going to hand it. Actually going to pitch it forward to Williams. He's going to push his way in.
Pushing him. And it looks like the defense of the Tigers kept him out.
Yeah, I'm at the half-inch mark, I think. No, I'm at the 1 yard.
So what do you do here? Do you go for it, or do you go for the field goal?
We might as well go for it.
I think you got to go for it.
We might as well go for it.
Now we got a timeout, West Alabama, and this will give the Bulldog offense a chance to think about what they want to do here in this situation. With 1 minute left to go in the second quarter, tied ball game on our hands. Bulldogs have no timeouts. West Alabama now only has one.
So 1 minute to go in the first half. They're going to talk as though there's a pivotal play in this game. The Bulldogs can snatch back momentum here if they can score on this fourth down play with even with West Alabama getting the ball in the second half or to start the second half. But if West Alabama, they stop, then they're going to have a lot of momentum here going into the second half of play.
It'll be interesting to see what they do on this call.
So do you think you go with a quarterback sneak? Do you drop back to pass? What do you do here?
I was about to say, that's how you can look at this. We be risking points.
Tough decision. Me, I would want to take the points. But Coach Wilson isn't afraid to gamble.
Well, 7 is better than 3. It looks like they are going to elect to kick the field goal. Gene Carson has come out to kick.
Because look at the situation here. They make this field goal. They have the lead again going into the half, barring anything else that happens with the rest of the time on the clock.
And the chip shot field goal is good. And the Bulldogs take the lead 17-14 with 57 seconds to go in the second quarter.
7 seconds remaining in the first half.
So the Bulldogs score 17 points.
Alabama's 14.
I was going to say 17 unanswered, but that would be a lie. So they scored 14 unanswered before West Alabama scored on their 13th overall drive of the game, their 7th drive themselves. And the Bulldogs come back. They drive down the field, 4 plays, 65 yards, and pick up a field goal.
Good productive drive here. Coming away with some type of points is better than coming away with nothing.
Put your trust into your defense in the second half. The defense is playing extremely well for the Bulldogs. They haven't gotten a turnover yet, but they have been frustrating Western Alabama's offense at times.
They have. They've definitely been agitating them, getting them off the field on third down, not allowing them to do a lot ever since that last touchdown that they got to tie the game. But it'll be interesting to see how they make some adjustments going into the half.
So here comes Gene Carson, ready to kick off. Back to receive for West Alabama is Christian Salisbury and Tyreek Martin.
Two been the one that's been running. Let's kick it to 8. Take your chances with 8. Two has been flying. Kick it to 8.
Gene Carson will kick off for the Bulldogs.
And here comes Carson's kick to get us going once again.
Salisbury and Martin on deep.
And they're going to pooch it short. It's going to get picked up by Salisbury. He's going to try to find a way to run it. He's going to go up the field. He gets stopped at the 40-yard line. Looked like the ball came out. It did not. And that is where West Alabama will start this drive with 54.2 seconds to go. So West Alabama has got a great chance to come and get some points to tie this game or possibly take the lead with a touchdown. But we'll see what the Bulldog defense has to say for that.
All right. One more stop.
As Harry Satterwhite leads them back onto the field.
All right. I got Satterwhite.
1st and 10 from Western Alabama's 40-yard line. They got a 4 receiver set out. And Satterwhite will drop back to pass. They get the ball over to the running back, and he's going to pick up a couple, but there's a flag.
Right around where the tackle was made was the flag.
That was reception by Tevin Moore, but we'll see what the flag is.
Pass is complete.
That's going to go against Western Alabama. That's going to back them up.
Penalty flag is on the play, on the field.
Self-inflicted wounds. will disrupt your momentum at any point in the game.
So that'll be a hold against West Alabama, and that is last drive. The Bulldog defense committed a holding penalty. This time Western Alabama's offense commits one to shoot themselves in the foot. So it'll be 1st and 18 now from the 32 with 45 seconds to go and counting as clock begins to roll.
1st and 18 at the 32.
4 receivers out for Western Alabama. They're going to hand it off. And they're going to get, hey, runs into the running back, into the ref. But there's another penalty.
And this one might be coming back as well.
And it looks like it will by how Satterwhite reacted. Tevin Moore got a great run there. Gets the penalty yardage back and more. But I think it's going to go back a bit further.
Underwood on the carry.
That was actually Underwood on the carry. Excuse me.
They not scoring, dog. They not scoring.
28 seconds left here to go.
And that's another penalty against Western Alabama. Another hold.
And
they're going to back all the way up to the 28.
Still first down. 1st and eternity.
Actually, it was a 5-yard penalty. Excuse me. They're going to back it up to the 33-yard line.
They got one timeout, 28 seconds left.
Unfortunately, the ref mics are inoperable, so we can't hear the penalty calls.
It's not game over, though.
So it's 1st and 17 now from the 33 for Western Alabama. This 2-minute drill, or 1-minute drill, to be more accurate, has not gone the way they wanted it to.
Injury update for you guys on running back Brandon Abrams. He has taken off his pads and is in crutches. I think he's done for the day.
I would say that as well. He's limping with that right knee as they hand the ball off. He goes nowhere. That is only the second time we've seen Tyler Rogers today.
They've done a lot more passing than they've done running. I'm telling you, they did their homework on this Bulldogs defense.
And they're just going to elect after that play to go into the locker rooms. So the Bulldogs started off slow and came roaring back. They have a 17-14 lead as we end the first half.
Man, oh man, talk about a tale of a first half. This has been one of the most exciting playoff games we've had here at Bulldog Stadium. Mind you, it's only the second one we've had in school history. But the Bulldogs offense, they came out slow and sluggish, but they made adjustments, went on some long drives, put some points on the board. Now they go into the half with the lead, 17-14. But we'll see how the defense does because they have to come right back out in the field and try to stop West Alabama's offense from scoring any more points.
So we'll be on a 20-minute break. Go ahead, get some food, get something to drink, and come right on back for more NCAA Division II playoff football here on the CIAA Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
We getting food. We getting food, bro. Oh, hold on. All right, we good. Yeah, he in the wheelchair. Awesome. Oh, I'm going to have to Spider-Man this. Spider-Man.
I gotta write about it.
Okay. Now you in. Now you in.
How are you? Ready for tonight? Okay. Exactly.
Right here. Right here, yeah. Last week.
Yes, you did. I was freezing out there last
Oh my God, yes. I went back to the hotel. I was talking to my wife. It's about it was very rough out there. Yeah.
teams coming back onto the field now to get ready to start the second half. Let's go over the stats in the first half of play. And Brandon, it's been all Bowie State offense for most of the first half. They had 51 rushing yards to University of Western Alabama's -3, and 254 passing yards to 150. Let's talk about that rushing yards number first. -3 on 7 attempts. Western Alabama's been unable to get anything going on the running game.
Yeah, the running game, they have the second all-time leading rusher in their school's history, and he's been held to -3 yards today. That is a huge testament to how well the run defense of Bowie State has been playing, and also it's a testament to how they've done their homework, because offensively they've done a lot more passing and taking advantage of the busted coverages that Bowie has had from time to time over the course of the first half. And now we're in a situation where Bowie has the lead compared to last year's game, where they came back, took the lead, but couldn't hold on. So I think that this game may come down to who plays better defense and who runs the ball better.
Well, in the battle of the quarterbacks, Harry Satterwhite, 11 for 21, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Amir Hall, 21 for 31, 254 touchdowns. He's also got one on the ground to go with 5 rushes for 20 yards, Amir Hall does. And in leading and receiving, Lansana Cisse, 6 for 80, but none bigger than that big gain
by Mr. Jordan Crockett. I swear that has been the man of today. Jordan Crockett, 5 catches, 106 yards with a touchdown. He has definitely been, other than Maurice Williams, he has definitely been their X factor offensively. I can't wait to see how Coach Ware tries to get him involved more when the second half goes.
He has stepped in well to that X factor position that Montez Clay left empty, unfortunately, as he's out with a rib injury. But another player also injured, running back Brandon Abrams had 3 rushes, 17 yards. He injured his knee. He is not going to return.
I think it was his ankle. It looked like they were checking out his ankle. I was looking at down there on the trainer's table.
Okay.
They were examining more so his ankle than his knee. So
that's
still,
good to hear, but it's still, we're not going to have him for the rest of this game. We'll see how that affects their offense going forward. As West Alabama's kicking return team is coming onto the field, there's the kicking team for Bowie State. They're on the field, and we are ready to start this second half of play.
And then just to piggyback off of what you said earlier about Jordan Crockett, in terms of like the playmakers on offense, everybody on offense in terms of the receivers, they have had their fair share of games where they've been hot or this person's been hot. It's been everybody. It's like pick your poison. Who you want to go hot today?
Well, that's been one of the hallmarks of the Bowie State University Bulldogs offense, is they don't rely on one player other than Amir Hall.
Yes.
But he's able to spread the ball around to multiple receivers, and a lot of guys are getting out there making plays for this team.
And that is why he's a championship-winning quarterback, because when you have the ability to make everybody else around you look good, that says a lot about how well you play.
Well, Carson kicks off, and Salisbury's not going to return in this one. As the ball comes up to about the 30-yard line, but a penalty flag is rifled in there at about the 30. Tariq Martin returned to that one.
Salisbury on the return.
We'll see what the call is, as the ref just launched that flag down to the 33-yard line.
Holding on West Alabama.
Holding on West Alabama will back them up 10 yards, and that's what started that disastrous 1-minute drill for them in the end of the first half. So that is carried over into the second half for Western Alabama. We'll see what they can do with it, however.
They've gotten penalized a lot more later on in the first half, and it's carrying over into the second half now. Definitely not what you don't want to see if you're the head coach.
Meanwhile, the Bulldogs, they've calmed down a little bit with the penalties, although they did have that big one on the drive that led to the touchdown for Western Alabama. The Satterwhite's going to drop back to pass. They're going to hand it off. That's going to be a big run, but I think that one's going to come back as well. There's a flag down where the line is. That was a run by number 3.
Penalty markers on the field.
That was a run by Derek Underwood. That may be coming back for a hold, and it is. So Western Alabama, again, they started off the last drive of the first half with 2 holding penalties. They start the first drive of the second half.
Credit
with 2
to,
penalties.
I'm going to just go ahead and name these guys real quick.
Right.
Credit to Derek Tate. Credit to Leke Ojenafuja. Credit to Mr. Pryor.
The defensive rookie of the year.
The freshman that is not a freshman. I don't care what you say. That man is not a freshman. And who else? Jerome.
It's first and 20.
What is Jerome's last name?
Dews.
Thank you.
Jerome Dews. I said Jerome's in the house.
Anyway, first and 20 now, West Alabama. They hand it off. That run goes to about the line of scrimmage for Underwood and no further.
Second down and long coming for the West Alabama Tigers.
Gain of 3 on the play.
So he gets a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 17 now from the 16.
17 at the 16-yard line.
They spread out 4 receivers in this play. Now I haven't seen really going to the huddle so far, neither offense. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Goes over to the right side. That is incomplete.
And a flag coming. This one might be
that's going to be pass
area.
interference.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Quay Boyd was looking for the flag. They've been battling hard over there all day, and it looks like finally the refs have had enough. They throw the flag. Actually, they're going to talk it over, and we'll see what they decide.
Because the tight end, Boyd, he was fighting with the defender. It wasn't really, he was looking up at the ball, but made no attempt to try to catch it.
And it is going to be pass interference, so that'll be 15 yards. And West Alabama gets a new set of downs.
Discipline penalties.
So now it is 1st and 10 from the 26. Actually, from the 28, excuse me. And now there's a whistle.
1st and 10 for West Alabama.
And now we're back going again.
Ball is at the 28-yard line.
So 13:48 left in the third quarter. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw this one deep, and that's incomplete.
Great play by the defender. I was getting ready to say it was Thomas Reddick, but no.
No flag that time. The referee did lose his hat, though.
Roger Richardson, the free safety.
Going to be 2nd and 10 from the 28.
Intended for Spivey. It's 2nd down and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So 13:42 to left. Satterwhite hands the ball off. That's going to be a decent run.
That was probably their best run of the game.
And that was by Rogers, who finally gets out of negative territory.
Rogers on the carry.
It'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 from the University of Western Alabama's 35-yard line.
It's 3rd down and 3 at the 35-yard line.
So 3rd and 3 from the 35. 13:10 to go here in the third quarter. Runner comes in motion. Satterwhite's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw deep. And that's intercepted!
How about that?
William Flowers, the third, picks off the pass.
And glides into his sideline, into the waiting arms of his teammates.
And they're having another conversation with the referee.
1st and 10.
And the Bulldogs take over the first big play of the game. And it comes our big play on defense of the game, and it's a William Flowers interception.
You got the turnover that you wanted. That's one. Let's see if they can get some more.
That ball is thrown into double coverage.
That too.
And Flowers picks it off. So here we go, 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. We'll see what Amir Hall does now. Looks to the right. Going to dump it over to Williams. Williams is going to run up. to the 43-yard line. That'll set up second and short.
Gain of 8 on
So they
the play.
delivered a body blow now.
Second down and 2.
A touchdown here would knock
44-yard line.
Western Alabama to the mat if they can score on this drive.
Nice boxing analogy there.
Thank you. I try.
I think you've been talking to Coy a little bit too much.
Probably. So Amir Hall, they hand it off again to Maurice. Actually, he takes it by himself, and he finds some running room, and he slides down to pick up the first down.
Oh, man, that looked so familiar.
It reminded me of that 80-yard run
The gallop.
last week in the CIAA championship game. The gallop, you called it.
The gallop.
So first and 10 on the 41-yard line of Western Alabama. Bulldog offense is driving here with 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Hall drops back to pass, looking to the left side, throws over the middle, that's caught.
Incomplete.
Actually incomplete. That was intended for Lansana Cisse. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold on to it, so it'll be first and 10 from the 41. Second and 10 from the 41, excuse me.
Pass was incomplete.
They're going to empty the backfield, bring 5 receivers in.
41-yard line.
Tigers might be sending a blitz.
Hall's going to change up the play. He's going to call out that blitz now. So they're still going to bring. They are going to bring the pressure. Hall rolls to the right side, gets that one out. That's going to be caught
By Crockett,
and Crockett runs to the first down.
carrying defenders.
It is going to be first and 10 for the Bulldogs. Crockett has been hard to bring down today.
Yes, he has. He's been getting a lot of yards after the catch, something that the Bulldogs haven't necessarily been able to do, but the more they keep on feeding him, the more yards he's going to keep fighting for.
And you wouldn't expect that with his diminutive size. He's 5'9", 165, but he's able to carry defenders on his back.
I'm 5'7.5", 165.
Thank you for sharing it. I know that.
So if he can do it, I can do it.
So we got a little bit of a break. Looks like they're going to see where the ball actually landed. Looks like there may have been a...
Was there a penalty?
They backed him up 5 yards. Not sure why.
So
It's going to be second and 15 now from the 46 after that.
At the 46-yard line.
go with another
West
chunk play.
Alabama.
So Hall drops back to pass. And throw it over to the left side, back to Jordan Crockett, and he says, I'm going to take that spot where we got that spot. I said what I said.
period.
So they get to the 42-yard line. Hall gets helped up by his lineman. It's a little bit slow getting out. Looks like he's okay. It's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 32.
I said they would need a chunk play, and they got themselves a chunk play.
They went right back to Jordan Crockett.
3rd and 1 coming.
They got 4 receivers spread out. 1 running back in the backfield.
And they give it off to
They're going to
Maurice
hand it off to
Williams.
Williams. Williams gets the first down and more. He's going to be brought down at the 24-yard line. The Bulldogs are driving. Looking to put a knockout blow on this game with 10:46 to go in the third quarter. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to throw for the end zone. Incomplete.
But there's a flag.
And that is probably going to be pass interference. They were looking for Cisse on that one. Daryl Jasper's going to come into the game.
Waiting for the verdict here. Here it is.
Pass interference on the defense. The Bulldogs will get the ball with great field position now. So they'll walk it off 15 yards. And they'll get the ball at the 9, and this is where you wish they had the NFL rule here in the NCAA, because that would be first and 10, first and goal from the 1 yard line.
Yes, it would be.
So here come the Bulldogs. They are 3 for 3 in the red zone so far. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Another touchdown here, though, would be huge. It's handed off for Williams, and he doesn't get much or anything at all, as he'll get tackled at the 14.
That right side of the offensive line, they didn't do a great job of holding on to their blocks, which allowed the defender to get great pressure in the backfield.
That was the 13, excuse me. So after a loss of 4, it's now 2nd and 13 from the 13. Here in the third quarter with 9:53 left to go.
2nd and goal at the 13.
Hall drops back to pass. Throw it over the middle. That's complete.
There's a flag in the backfield.
Cleveland son of Cisse. See if that was a hold. Holding against Bowie State.
And as you heard the coach, the offensive line coach, say, move your feet.
Now a disastrous turn of events for Bowie State, as they're now backed up all the way to the 23-yard line on 2nd and goal.
At the 23-yard line.
What a turn of momentum this would be if the Bulldogs are unable to convert. As Hall drops back to pass, he gets away from the defenders. He's going to throw it downfield, and that's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 23.
Good job by Hall escaping the pressure there and rolling out, but couldn't find his target.
9:18 left in the third. It's 3rd and goal from the 23-yard line. I don't know, do you try to get it shorter than take a chance on 4th down, or do you just try to get a little bit better field goal range for your kicker at this point?
Well, it's 3rd down, so try to get it as close as possible, but if you get the touchdown, then you get the touchdown.
Well, you get the touchdown, there's a much different complexity to this game.
Yep.
Hall drops back with the empty backfield. They're going to throw it quick, and that is caught. So they're going to kick the field goal, and that is a huge win for the University of West Alabama defense, as it looked like Bowie State was going to go down and score a touchdown, but a holding penalty backs them up. They're unable to score.
Definitely can't have those discipline penalties.
But unable to score a touchdown. That's a discipline penalty that cost the Bulldogs 6 points, and at this point in the game, that could come back to haunt them.
It definitely will. Anytime you get in the red zone, you want to definitely come away with some points, preferably a touchdown, but I think they'll settle for the field goal here, and it's good.
Carson's kick is good, so at 9:08 to go in the third quarter, the lead has been extended to 6. Bowie State leads 20-14.
.908 remaining in the third quarter. Bowie State 20, West Alabama 14.
So the Bulldogs come away with points on their first drive of the second half after a turnover created by William Flowers, but they got 3. They would have very much liked 6 from there, and it started with a bad holding penalty. And it started before that with run play gets docked for -4 yards. Then the holding penalty really puts them out of any realistic shot of scoring a touchdown from there, and they just settle for the field goal. So here comes Carson with the kick.
Carson will kick off. Martin and Salisbury.
The ball is away. Salisbury will return it. And he gets tripped up at about the 26, 27-yard line. And that's where Western Alabama will start this drive. Brandon, they got a little bit of life here, Western Alabama.
Yeah, they got a little bit of life after that stop in the red zone. But they still got to drive a little bit down the field to try to get a touchdown. But obviously the Bowie State defense will have something to say about that.
You got to hope Harry Satterwhite doesn't make another mistake like he did in the previous drive, throwing that interception that almost cost him a lot more than it did, as they're now down 6 here in the second half. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left into double coverage, and that was almost picked off again. Had 2 defenders in that area. You had number 43, Trayvon King was over there. One of the defenders on that play, you got to wonder what he was looking for, Brandon.
Yeah, you definitely was. I think he was trying to take advantage of the matchup there with the receiver being taller than the defender, but still throwing it into double coverage is still it's a gamble.
Tevin Singleton was the other defensive player on that coverage. As they hand it off to Rogers, and Rogers goes about nowhere. He's going to go forward for 2. So it'll be 3rd down and 8.
Rogers on the carry.
So it's 3rd down and 8 for Western Alabama. Western Alabama was 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions in the first half. It'll be 3rd and 7 actually from the 30. Satterwhite drops back to pass. They throw it over the middle. That's complete by Quay Boyd. And when they've gotten a conversion, Brandon, it's been through the tight end.
But there's a flag on the field.
That one might be coming back.
Pass is complete. Penalty marker on the field.
Fans are calling holding. We'll see what the referees think. So it might be against Bowie. It's actually going to be holding against Western Alabama. So that'll back them up. 3rd and 17 coming now.
Holding on West Alabama.
And one of those discipline penalties, as you call it, coming to hurt Western Alabama again. That's our 4th holding penalty.
The self-inflicted wounds right now are killing them on this offensive drive. Now they have what was going to be a 3rd and short, now a 3rd and long. Definitely not what you want if you're the Tigers.
That's our 4th holding penalty in the last 6 minutes.
Discipline.
And it's hurting them at the worst time. It's now 3rd and 17 from the 20. 4 receivers set.
This crowd is rocking here.
Satterwhite drops back to pass, throws it over the middle. That is picked off! Can he go all the way? No, he won't.
He is out at the 1-yard line. Dale, you called it. They needed another turnover on defense. They got it. 2
Roger
offensive possessions
Richardson,
where Satterwhite throws the interception into the arms of a Bowie State defender.
Roger Richardson with the interception and returns it all the way to the 3-yard line.
The fans here at Bulldog Stadium are up on their feet. Could that have been the knockout blow that you were alluding to earlier?
The Bulldog defense coming up in the clutch with 2 big interceptions. And Harry Satterwhite, he's been challenging that double coverage the last few drives, or last few passing attempts, but it hasn't been there. He tries it again. He may have just cost his team.
Might have, but we'll see. It all depends on how they do in this red zone attempt
It's 1st and goal
for the Bowie State offense.
You got to reward your defense here with some points.
You definitely do.
So here we go. They line up in goal line. They hand it off, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Number 36, Brian Ellis runs it in from 3 yards out for the score.
I told you they had another one in the stable.
It is 26-14 with the extra point coming.
The Bulldogs have shown up and shown out today.
I think the Bulldogs want to go play Valdosta.
I think they do.
That would be their next opponent if they win today's game. Carson's extra point attempt is up, and it's good.
The Bulldogs are up 27-14 with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. They'll talk about what just transpired.
Well, I said they needed a body blow. They got it. That was a straight hook to the face. Or that was a right hook to the face, that interception. And then a straight jab to the nose. That 3-yard touchdown, and Western Alabama is down. The Bowie State defense is rocking, and so is this crowd. The stands under us are shaking right now.
Right. I hear Mo Bamba in the background.
Bulldog fans making some noise. The few Western Alabama faithful that made the trip, which I can understand, that is a long trip. From Alabama to Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
Got a few of them out there in the cold, and they do not look happy.
If I could see that far.
So 27-14 is the score. Carson didn't come out to kick. And you have 7:34 left into the third quarter. So here we go. Gene Carson lines them up, getting ready for the kickoff. In Western Alabama, they've shot themselves in the foot with penalties and mistakes in the passing game.
The discipline penalties and the self-inflicted wounds will come back to bite you every single time. When they thought they had something up on the Bulldogs defense, it was called back by a penalty.
And Carson kicks it off to Salisbury. He doesn't get far. Gets to the 25-yard line, and there was a spring in the step of this Bulldogs defense as they come onto the field. And can you really blame them? They've had 2 straight defensive sets with it that ended in a turnover.
I bet Coach Sewell's a happy brother right now.
If I can see him down there right now, I know
he'll be even
smiling.
more happy once this clock reaches 000 and the Bulldogs still have the lead.
So if you're here at Bulldog Stadium and you're watching us, stick around, because after this game you can head up to Bulldog Arena as your Lady Bulldogs are in action tonight against Bloomfield. So you want to check that out. Bulldog basketball is in action against Bloomfield. Get a check on which team that is in just a minute. So we get a whistle.
And another penalty.
That's going to be delay a game.
Another costly penalty, and this crowd is loving it.
And they are shaking the floor below us. And yes, it's men's basketball that's going to be in action, not women, excuse me. The men will be playing at 7 o'clock. So once this game ends, you can head over to the gym and check out some BSU basketball. Men looking for their first win of the season, as it is 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 25. The fans are trying to get a wave going in front of us. I don't think it's working too well. Satterwhite drops back to pass, throws it, it's complete, and they get just about the penalty yardage and not a lot more. That caught by Dominique McNeely. First time we've called his name today.
Going back to your comments about the wave, we all can't be like the group in sync. You know what I mean?
Not really. 2nd and 11 from the 24.
At the 24-yard line.
Got 4 receivers, a bunch formation. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Goes to the right side. It's complete. And the Bulldogs, again, there to pick up the ball carrier.
That was a good job of gang tackling.
So it'll be 3rd and long now for West Alabama.
Satterwhite's pass complete to Spivey.
And now it is 3rd down and about medium, I want to say. 3rd down and 6, excuse me.
3rd down and 6 from the 29. So you're right.
As you hear the chants of defense
Giannis
from
Spivey.
the Bulldog faithful.
Giannis Spivey on the reception of that last catch. And Satterwhite drops back to pass. Throws over the middle.
And he's short.
He is short. He thought he had the 1st down. He did not.
Well, hold your water. Will they go for it? They went for it on 4th down earlier in the first half.
That's complete by McNeely, and no, they're going to punt. So the Bulldogs have a chance to put this game a little bit further out of reach on offense. And to be fair, you can't really go for it here because if you fail it, Bulldogs are in great position to go down and score, and that would definitely be the knockout block.
That's key. Very key.
Zach Gaines will punt. Will Flowers is deep for the Bulldogs.
And we got a penalty. You can see it's probably false start. Going to talk to Coach Wilson now.
Don't know what the call is.
Penalty was against the
down.
Bulldogs. Now it's a 1st down.
1st down Tigers.
They called that on Bowie, yeah.
That is not what you needed.
That is definitely not what you needed. You just had to set up for another momentum swing if you're the Bulldogs, and now you've given the Tigers of West Alabama a fresh set of downs.
And remember who the special teams coach is during practice.
Yes, I remember.
So they're going to get a talking to after that one. You did not need that penalty whatsoever. So it's 1st and 10 from the 38. Western Alabama. Harry Satterwhite drops back to pass. The over the middle is complete. And Spivey catches that one. Gets a gain of 9, so it'll be 2nd and 1 upcoming.
Pass complete to Spivey. Gain of 9 on the play. It's 2nd and 1 at the 47.
Moving quickly, there's a run. 1st down for the West Alabama Tigers. That was Moore on the run.
Moore,
and it's 1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line to get into Bulldogs territory.
1st and 10 at the Bowie State 44.
3 receivers out for Western Alabama. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Throws over the middle. That's incomplete. Almost intercepted by Flowers again.
Almost William Flowers III, 2nd interception of the day. That would have been for him.
And you can see his reaction. He wanted that one so bad.
That would have been another momentum shift.
2nd and 10 on the 44. Upcoming now for Western Alabama. Satterwhite's passes have been getting dangerous.
2nd and 10.
And the Bulldogs have been able to capitalize. So they're going to hand it off this time. And nothing doing there.
Bowie State's defense getting stingy.
More on the carry. He may have gotten the line of scrimmage, which he did. And so it's 3rd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Big opportunity for the Bulldog defense to make another stop. They should have been off the field, but a penalty on special teams brought them back out, and they're doing the work again. They have to do it against a 3-receiver set by the Tigers. As Satterwhite drops back to pass, throws to the left side. That's going to be complete.
It's close.
And he's going to get the 1st down.
Pass is complete.
It's a 1st down conversion. The first one in a long while by the Tigers of West Alabama.
So Blanchard makes the reception. It's 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He almost gets swallowed up, and he's just going to throw that one away. Great job by the Bulldogs pass rush to get that one.
Yeah, the Bulldogs pass rush has almost gotten there on a couple of occasions, but Satterwhite eludes the pressure and just throws it away.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line now. And now you're in a situation where you could see University of Western Alabama go for it on 4th down with 3:41 left in the third quarter. Got a 5 receiver set, so empty backfield. Satterwhite drops back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. That's almost picked off again.
So close.
Living dangerously, throwing into tight windows. And it almost cost his team again.
Wasn't that a song?
I would not know. If it was a song reference, it was unintentional, I swear. So here we go, 3rd and 10 from the 34-yard line. We have 4 receivers out for Western Alabama. Got 9 left on the play clock. Now 5. White just gets that one off. Throws it over the middle. And how'd he come down with that one?
Good concentration.
And that'll be another 1st down for Western Alabama.
Satterwhite's pass.
So 3:25 to go. Western Alabama's driving.
At the 24-yard line, pickup of 10. It's 1st down. West Alabama at the 24.
So 1st down and 10 from the 24. 3 receivers set for Western Alabama. They hand the ball off, and Rogers gets a good gain up to the 19-yard line. So a 5-yard gain brings up 2nd and 5 for Western Alabama. I think there might be some words from the defense to the special teams after this one. They should have been off the field a long time ago.
And some of these guys on defense played in that special teams package.
They hand off to Rogers again. Picks up another Western Alabama 1st down.
On the carry. Stopped by Richardson.
So it's now 1st and 10 from the 14 for Western Alabama.
Gain of 5.
They have a chance to make this a 1-possession game if they can score here.
14-yard line.
They can score a touchdown here. Field goal would still make it a 2-possession contest.
Clock is in the front.
Yeah, I know you got one. Like, where you at? What? You heard him, right? You got bum rush. When they go, we gotta get on the field.
Satterwhite drops back. They hand it off to Rogers, and Rogers is going to run all the way in for the score.
Rogers finally makes his presence felt on the ground today with his first rushing touchdown. And now we're back to a 1-possession game here.
And that is a score that should not have happened, but a discipline penalty on the Bulldogs special teams gives Western Alabama new life, and they pay for it with a touchdown there with 1:51 left in the third quarter.
Jordan Bennett will attempt the extra point.
Bennett's extra point is up, and it's good. And it is now a 6-point game with 1:51 left in the third, and that comes from a touchdown that, Brandon, to be honest, should not have happened.
It really shouldn't have happened, but like I said earlier, the discipline penalties are going to cost you wherever you are on the field. Special teams had a blunder for Bowie State. The defense almost got them off the field on 3rd down, but West Alabama, you kind of saw they started getting some momentum. They started finding their offensive mojo, and they started handing the ball off to their 5th all-time leading rusher in school history, and he just had his third all-time, and now he just scored the touchdown to get him back into the game.
So here comes the return team for the Bulldogs and the kicking team for Western Alabama to get this game back underway with 1:51 left in the third. Maurice Williams, Jordan Crockett back to receive. Jordan Bennett ready to kick it off.
Jordan Bennett will kick off. Williams and Crockett are deep for the Bulldogs.
And the kick is away. Get picked up by Crockett. We'll take it up the field. Finds some running room to the outside. Gets tackled at the 30-yard line. That was actually Maurice Williams that ran it back.
Excuse me.
Williams on the
And that is where the Bulldog offense will set up shop, and they have been getting everything they wanted. After those first 4 drives in the first quarter, they've been rolling on offense.
Yeah, they've been clicking so far, but now it gives the Bulldogs a chance to go on a drive themselves.
First and 10, Bulldogs at the 31.
And this drive should take us, I want to say almost take us into the fourth quarter.
Depending on how long it goes, it should take us to the fourth. They'll start out in a 4-receiver set. And Maurice Williams out there in the backfield. 4-receiver set for the Bulldogs with 1:45 left to go in the third. And it looks like they did not get that one off. That's a delay of game.
They've had close calls with that all game long, but this one is biting them. Now you kind of see the misfortune switching over to Bowie State's side of the field.
And that's really just on the offense. You've got to be cognizant of that play clock.
First and 15 at the 26.
It's first and 15 from the 26-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Williams. And Williams gets up to the 29-yard line, set up second down. Second and 12 from the 29-yard line with 1:22 left to go in the third. Bulldogs have a 27-21 lead over West Alabama.
At the 29.
4-receiver set lined up for the Bulldogs.
Here comes the blitz.
Ball drops back to pass. He throw it over the middle. It's caught.
Wow.
Lansana Cease. No, that's Jordan Clark with the reception. Nope, they're going to call incomplete.
What?
Intended for Clark.
Third and 12 from the 29-yard line coming. Clark thought he caught that one. The refs did not. So they have a situation where the momentum, if they don't convert here, will be firmly with Western Alabama. Hall drops back to pass. He rolls to his right side and throw it down the field. That's almost intercepted. The Bulldogs will have to punt, and Brandon, one mistake has shifted the tide of this game as the momentum is now on the University of Western Alabama sideline.
The momentum has definitely shifted, but here's the thing. The Bulldogs aren't out of this game. They still have the lead. They just have to regather themselves, play disciplined football like they were in the first half, and make some adjustments on defense.
All right, got punt.
So here comes Fuentes to punt.
And offense.
Oh,
And
that
that
one
one's
gets blocked. And that goes out of bounds.
Another momentum shift.
And unfortunately, the Bulldog crowd has fallen silent, and Brandon, this is giving uncomfortable flashbacks of last season.
Man, oh man, this is deja vu all over again. Costly mistakes are costing them field position now, which is making things a little bit harder for the defense. Let's see if they can find an answer.
Here comes the University of Western Alabama Tigers now. 3 receivers set. Satterwhite, they're going to hand off to Rogers. Rogers bounces out to the left side, finds some running room, and he slips and falls. at the 42-yard line. That'll bring up second down. 38-yard line, excuse me. So it's now 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4. And he could have had a little bit more if he hadn't slipped.
2nd and 6 at the
Yeah, I agree with you there.
38-yard line.
3 receivers set for West Alabama. Center right, drops back to pass. That's complete to Boyd, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 19-yard line, at the 18-yard line.
They found a soft spot in the zone defense I think the Bulldogs were playing, and they took well advantage of it, hitting the big tight end for a first down.
8 seconds to go, and they're probably just going to take this down to end the third quarter, which they will. The third quarter comes to an end. Western Alabama driving with a chance to take the lead. We'll have more with you after this here on CIAA SN.
That is the end of the third quarter. The score, Bowie State 27, West Alabama 21.
Y'all gotta show me this. Y'all gotta show me this so I can put it on my resume. All right, I got huddles. Hold up with this.
Real quick. I'm saying, shorty. Be up in that spot.
So ready to start. So ready to start the fourth quarter now. Western Alabama has a chance to take the lead here. The Bulldogs crowd's trying to will the defense into it here. It's 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for West Alabama.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
3 receivers set. Center right changes up the play. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. And that is complete for the score.
Touchdown,
They found
West
another soft
Alabama.
spot in that defense and took advantage.
Satterwhite.
And then he high pointed it too.
That was complete to Christian Salisbury. And the Bulldogs have lost the lead with 14:55 left in the fourth.
This is probably only the scratch that.
Bennett will attempt the extra point.
Bennett's extra point attempt is good. Western Alabama now has the lead 28-27, and Brandon, that special teams penalty has changed the complexion of this game.
It definitely has, and it took only just one play for the Tigers of West Alabama to capitalize off the opportunity. Now, even with them just having a 1-point lead, the Bulldogs are still in it with a whole fourth quarter still left to play in. There's no reason to hang your head right now if you're Bowie State. They're still in this game. They just have to go out there and execute.
They're going to have to shake it off here. 14:55 left to go in the final frame. Winner goes on to play Gulf South Conference champions Valdosta at the end of this next weekend after Thanksgiving.
Let me read off to you some of the third quarter stats here. For receiving for Bowie State, Jordan Crockett has 7 catches, 131 yards with a touchdown he had earlier. Quarterback Amir Hall, 25 of 39 with 294 yards passing and a touchdown. On third down, Bowie State is 6 of 14, 5 of 5 in the red zone, along with West Alabama, who are 2 and 2, but they have fixed their third down struggles and are now 4 of 11.
That's a line drive kick picked up by one of the up men. They're going to start this drive at about at just past the 30-yard line.
So this is still good, some good field position.
That was returned by Brian Ellis. And the Bulldogs will have a chance to get the lead back. Still got plenty of time to do so.
At the 32-yard line.
So they'll start this drive from the 32-yard line. They'll line up in a 4-receiver set. For the first time in a while, we're hearing some noise out of that Western Alabama side of the field. Hall, quick pass, that's complete to Jordan Clark. Gets the first down and more. He gets across midfield and goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Now that's a good way to start off your offensive drive.
They're going to say he's out at the 41-yard line. That is what the Bulldogs needed. A big play to get themselves back into it. First and 10 on the 41 now.
First down.
Bulldogs are going in their hurry-up offense after that big gain on first down.
4-receiver set for the Bulldogs. 14:25 left here in the fourth. Hall drops back to pass, throws it over the middle. It's complete.
That's Gilbert Lunsford.
After a short game, referee is down. So he's okay. Gets back up. Short gain by Gilbert Lunsford. Sets up second down. It's a gain of 6 to set up second down and 4.
Hall's pass complete to the 35-yard line.
Second and 4 from the 35. 13:53 left to go in the very final quarter of play. Hall drives back to pass. He's going to throw deep to the right side. Incomplete.
But there's no flag call on the play.
They're looking for a flag for pass interference. It's not going to come. The fans wanted pass interference. It was not called. It's now 3rd and 4 from the 35-yard line.
Kind of leaves you scratching your head on that one right there, but still it's a 3rd and manageable for the Bulldogs offense.
They might have to take a chance at going 2 downs here. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to throw it to Maurice Williams, who makes the catch, and it's first down for the Bulldogs at the 29-yard line.
Still keeps the drive alive.
Gain of 6 there by the running back.
First down.
With 13:33 left in the fourth. It's first down and 10 at the 29-yard line. So here come the Bulldogs. 4 receivers set again.
Okay.
3 receivers spread out to the right side. Hall's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. That's complete to Lunsford. Lunsford gets the first down. He goes out of bounds. Where do they count him out at? Looks like at the 16-yard line.
2 back-to-back first downs. This drive is starting to look like a couple of their long drives they had early in the first half.
The Bulldogs driving with a chance to take the lead here with 13 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Western Alabama holding on to a 1-point lead. This has turned into quite a game after the Bulldogs were leading for most of the contest.
This has definitely turned into a competitive contest.
So here we go, 12:43 left. Hall takes a snap. Throws it to the left side. Looking for Jordan Clark, but he was not looking for it. That sets up second down and 10 from the 16.
Right here.
Clark had to reshift his hips all the way around. Mir couldn't hit him on that attempt.
There was tight coverage on that play.
Hall's pass was incomplete.
That been by Danny Rambo.
It's second and 10.
So it's second and 10 on the 16-yard line now for the Bulldogs. Hall's going to take it himself. He's going to get the first down.
First down, Amir Hall.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Hall putting his wheels on display there.
He's a champion for a reason. He not only can kill you with his arm, but he can also kill you with your legs. First down, Bulldogs in the red zone.
First and goal from the 6-yard line with the Bulldogs with a chance to take the lead. Is Adam Gillis Jr. is now in the game.
We too far in for the clock. Oh, wait, no, we not. No, we not. We not too far.
Got 10 seconds. I got to get this play off. Hall drops back to pass. He's going to keep it himself, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage to avoid the sack.
They
It's
were
a gain
at
of
the
1 to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
So second and goal from the 5.
This is close as I could get with Bowie.
Second and 5 to go.
They're going to bring in Daryl Jasper and Isaiah Williams, the tight end.
5-yard line.
They'll split 2 wide receivers to the right side.
Oh, you want me to go back to the play?
Brandon Abrams in the backfield. Got 6 seconds.
Maurice Williams.
Got to get set. They get it away. Hall's going to take it himself, and he's in for the score.
Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Amir Hall with a 5-yard touchdown scamper. It is now 33-28. The Bulldogs lead.
That's Amir Hall's second rushing touchdown of the game. The defending Black Heisman winner showing off again.
The CIAA championship game MVP, getting it done once again. With the extra point coming, it's now a Bulldogs lead once again. Kick is good. It's a 6-point lead once again, 34-28. The Bulldogs lead with 11:13 left in the fourth.
Bowie State 34, West Alabama 28. All fans in attendance at today's NCAA Region 2 game are invited to the Leonidas James Complex at AC Jordan Arena for men's basketball action as the Bulldogs host Bloomfield College at 7 p.m. Here's the best part. If you present today's game ticket at tonight's basketball game, you will be admitted absolutely free.
It's Aspire, though. Aspire covered like half of our games this season. I don't know why.
If you're here at Bulldog Stadium, you want to see some more sports, head on up to the Leonidas St. James Sports Complex. Head into Bulldog Arena as men's basketball will be taken off at 7 o'clock as Bloomfield comes in to play your men's Bulldogs basketball team. So 11:13 to go in the fourth. 34-28 Bulldogs lead. Brandon, the momentum was in Western Alabama's sidelines. It's now back on the side of the Bulldogs.
I said it right after the West Alabama scored the touchdown to take the lead. The Bulldogs are still in this game. They're not out of it at all.
Salisbury's going to run this one back and get across the field. He's going to go out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They get great field position, and looks like we got a little bit of a
scuffle going on.
little bit of scuffle going on. They break him up. Last thing you need here is a 15-yard penalty. 11:06 to go in the fourth. West Alabama goes to work down by 6. So here come the Tigers. 11:06 to go. They get the ball with great field position, starting from their own 43-yard line. Got 3 receivers out. They drop back, gives it up to Rogers. Rogers runs up to midfield. Gashes the defense for 7 there, and it's 2nd and 3 upcoming.
Bulldogs defense got to find some way to get back to how they were stopping the run of West Alabama earlier in the first half. Now it seems like that they've fallen asleep a little bit at the wheel.
They've been finding some rushing room up the middle now in the last few quarters, especially now in the fourth quarter. And Rogers found some room to run. We'll see if they exploit that again on this play. 2nd and 3 from midfield for the Tigers. And they will hand off to Rogers again. Gets running room to the right side, and he gets the first down and more. So he gets stopped at the 39-yard line.
Stopped by Singleton.
Singleton in on the stop. It's now 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line.
First down. West Alabama at the 39.
3 receivers set for the Tigers. Satterwhite's going to drop back to pass this time. Goes to the right side, and he drops it.
That would have been another first down completion.
That was Quay Boyd who dropped that one, and I know the Bulldogs are happy about that. He has burned them, but he's had his opportunities today.
On a couple of occasions throughout the course of the game, he's hit them in the soft spots of their defense for first downs. But that one went the Bulldogs' way.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now from the 39-yard line. Just over 10 minutes to go in this game. They hand it off to Rogers again. And Rogers is tripped up, but there is a big hole for him to run through on the right side. They've been exploiting the right side of the Bulldogs' defensive line in great effect so far in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make an adjustment thus far and find an answer for Rogers.
2nd down and 5 now from the 34-yard line. Got a 4 receiver set, empty backfield for the Tigers. That's actually 3rd down, excuse me. Satterwhite drops back the pass. That's intercepted.
It's heading the other way.
And
Roger Richardson.
Go all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
How about that?
The pick 6 from Rogers may have just sent the Bulldogs to Valdosta. It is 40-28. Bulldogs lead.
That was a great read by Richardson. He read the quarterback's eyes, trusted his instincts, went up for it, and took it all the way to the house for 6.
The 3rd interception of the game for Harry Satterwhite, and it is a big one. It's returned all the way for a touchdown.
This is definitely going on my resume, man.
That kick is good. It is now 41-28. Bulldogs lead.
Wow. How about them Bulldogs?
As the the grandstands here, the Bulldog side of the field is rumbling. Goldie and Brutus are down there getting their dance on. On the right side of the field, it is rocking here at Bulldog Stadium, and it looked like Western Alabama was driving, but Roger Richardson, the senior defensive back from Glendale, Maryland, read the quarterback's eyes.
The senior getting it done on what is his last home game here and playoff game here at Bulldog Stadium. Amazing.
What is very likely to be his last home game, the way the playoffs may shake out. He comes up with the interception when the Bulldogs needed it the most, and he has taken the air out of Western Alabama now.
Momentum is right on the side of Bowie State.
So here we go at 9 minutes, 9 seconds left in the game. Bulldogs lead 41-28. It's now a 2-possession game for the Bulldogs. And here comes Carson to kick it off.
Gene Carson will kick off for the Bulldogs.
And it's away.
Dent and Salisbury are deep.
Oh, it's muffed, but it's picked up. Quinn's going to run to the right side. Get knocked out at about the 30-yard line. So that is where Western Alabama will pick up. And they have got to be feeling down. The third interception of the game comes, and they did not need it the most. It looks like they're going to have a chance to snatch back the lead. Now they're staring up at a 13-point deficit with 9 minutes to play.
That is probably the dagger of this game. It must be my lucky day. I just found a quarter.
That will be mine.
Oh,
Thank
darn.
you. But for the Bulldogs to keep a hold of this score, they got to find a way to seal up the right side of that line, as they have been exploiting that in their running game the past few plays.
We'll see if Coach Sewell made some type of adjustment to kind of deal with that. I see a couple of players on that front that we didn't see for a lot of time throughout the duration of the game.
So it looks like Western Alabama will start at the 42 now. Now first and 10 from the 42.
At the 42-yard line.
3 receivers set now for West Alabama.
Yeah, I got it too.
Satterwhite drops back the pass, lets it go, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Spivey, but that one had a little bit too much mustard on it as it goes sailing into the West Alabama sidelines. It'll be second and 10 from the 42-yard line.
A little bit of miscommunication between quarterback and receiver.
Second down and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So it'll be second and 10 from 42. It looked like Satterwhite wanted to get that ball out faster than what Spivey was looking for, because he was not turned around, and that ball came out.
There we go.
So Satterwhite drops back to pass and throw to his right. That's going to be complete to Boyd. And they wrap him up and make the hit at the 49 of Bowie State University.
I think he's got enough for the first. It's just short, about a yard, 2 yards short of the first down.
It's going to be third and 1 actually from the 49. They're going to hand it off to Rogers. And Rogers is going to get enough for the first. So it'll be first and 10 now from the 44-yard line of Bowie State University.
I'll fix that.
Rogers on the carry.
Rogers struggled earlier in this game. They are picking up some yardage.
Absolutely,
Now,
yeah.
the right side of that line, most of their runs have gone exclusively to the right side.
Yeah, you definitely noticed that in terms of how they were doing it in the first half as opposed to the second half. Now they're rolling with Rogers in the backfield.
Satterwhite drops back to pass. That one's going to be complete to Spivey. He's getting wrapped up. The ball comes out, but he's out of bounds. And that's going to bring up second down and short here with 8:03 left to go in the fourth, excuse me. It's going to be second down and one from the 35.
Gain of 9 on the play. It's second down and 1 at the 35.
So here comes Western Alabama again. With 7:45 to go in the final quarter. Satterwhite drops back to pass. It's going to be complete to Boyd, and that's going to be for the first down. Gets tackled at the 24-yard line.
Blanchard on the reception.
Actually, that was Blanchard on the reception. Excuse me. It's first and 10 on the 24-yard line.
First and 10 for West Alabama at the 24-yard line.
Western Alabama driving here with 7:20 left to go in the final frame. Satterwhite drops back to pass, goes over the middle. That's knocked away.
And a flag.
And that's going to be pass interference on Flowers. That is not what the Bulldogs needed. He was draped on Dominique McNeely.
He was trying to intercept it, but I guess the ref Might have mistake that for him interfering with him trying to catch the ball.
We'll see if they decide to pick it up. We're going to call holding on the defense. And that's going to be an automatic first down.
They call it everything on us and nothing on them.
A fresh set of downs for the Tigers.
The fans are not happy with that call. By the way, it is now 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for West Alabama. They'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
Let's see how
score a touchdown here.
Let's see how the Bulldogs respond.
So they hand it off to Rogers. Rogers a big-time run. He's going to get the first down. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
He got
To the 5-yard line.
he got tackled.
Going in a hurry up here.
At the 5-yard line.
6:49 to go. Receiver motions out to the right side. Going to hand off to Rogers. And the Bulldogs cover him up that time.
And 3rd down coming. You got to think this is 4th down territory, Darryl.
It's got to be 3rd down. It's got to be 4th down territory. You cannot kick the field goal here because the Bulldogs can then just take the ball and run the clock out. They need a score here. They hand it out to Rogers, and he gets swept up again.
The Bulldog defense getting stingy again.
On the bottom of that pile, number 51, Olawaleki Ajenafuja, the redshirt junior defensive end, makes it happen. Now 4th down from the 9-yard line, 4th and goal, or 4th and 5 from the 9. Remember, West Alabama can pick up a first down without scoring.
4th down. This is it right here.
Satterwhite drops back to pass. It's complete to Spivey.
And the Bulldogs keep him out.
They keep him out, but they get a new set of downs. It's 1st down and goal now for West Alabama.
That's first down. That's first down. I'm
Remember, this is an extremely efficient 4th down team, and we just saw it there. So now 1 for 2 on 4th downs in the game. It's now 1st and goal from the 2-yard line with 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Rogers back in the game.
They hand it off to Rogers, and Rogers gets in for the score.
Rogers on the carry for the touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run.
Touchdown, Tigers.
So it's back to a one-possession game with 5:09 left to go. Bulldogs still have a chance here. They still have a chance to lock this one up here as Jordan Bennett gets ready to kick the extra point.
Now we back at my height.
So they're missing a player there. They got 13 seconds to get this kickoff.
Bennett will attempt the extra point.
They do, and it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Yes.
With 5:09.
Score is now 41-35 with 5:09 remaining.
West Alabama 35.
Bowie State, if they get a touchdown here, it might be the end. But the way Western Alabama's offense has been rolling, they're going to have to match them score for the rest of this.
Absolutely. I got to agree with you there on that one, partner. This drive right here was a key one. The Bulldog defense, they thought they had them down for a moment, but that 4th down conversion for the first down gave them new life, and then they just ran it in with Rogers. So now, with about 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game, the Bulldogs offense has to drive down the field again to score possibly and get some type of points here, because right now your defense has been on their heels every single time West Alabama's offense has been on the field.
The good thing is we have seen the Bulldogs have been able to drive down the field and score. They've done it several times today already, including a 98-yard touchdown drive in the 2nd quarter.
They're going to have something similar to that on this next drive upcoming.
So here comes Jordan Bennett to kick off. Bennett's going to boot that to the right side. It's going to be returned by Crockett, and he gets out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will pick up business with 5:05 left to go in the game.
Phillips on the return for the Bulldogs.
Actually, it was Phillips on the return. Excuse me.
First and 10 for Bowie State at the 18-yard line.
So the Bulldogs will start on the 18-yard line. It's first and 10 now with 5:05 left in the fourth. And welcoming to all of you just joining us on the CIAA Sports Network. It's been a close game here in the second half. Bowie State leads 41-35 after a score by West Alabama. Hall drops back to pass. Goes to the right side. That's complete to Lansana Cisse. That'll bring him second down and about 5.
Second and 4 coming.
Second and 4, actually, from the 24-yard line.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining.
That is going to be important as this clock starts running.
Gain of 6 on the play. It's second down and 4.
So it's a gain of 6.
24-yard line.
They're going with their 2 tight ends in the game, along with their fullback.
One receiver out to left side. Going to hand it off to the fullback. He rumbles forward for the first down. And I think right now the Bulldogs are just trying to eat clock more than anything else.
And after the first down, the clock stops, and now it's moving again.
Going to take as much time as possible here. The first and 10 from the Bulldogs' own 29-yard line. As we're now eclipsing 4 minutes to go in this contest. Bulldogs come out in the gun, 3 receivers set. Motion, oh no!
Bad snap.
Bad snap, Hall picks it up. That is not what they needed.
That could have been disastrous.
And the ball is all the way back to the 10-yard line.
The bright side of this, it's still first down, but I think Coach Wilson might have just called his first timeout of the second half.
West Alabama calls their first timeout. That is not what the Bulldogs needed at all. Another mistake.
Another uncharacteristic mistake for the Bulldogs offense. But the saving grace is that it's still first down. So they still got some room to try to chop down this yardage back and gain it back.
So it's now second down and 29.
Second and 29, excuse me.
From the 10-yard line. So they'll talk it over to see what they're going to do. So it is not a done deal yet here at Bulldog Stadium. But the thing is, the Bulldogs have a knack for chunk plays and big plays.
Yes, they do.
So they have a chance for this. So here comes the Bulldogs offense, now backed up to their own 10-yard line. They're going to empty the backfield on this play.
They're going to go with their big spread formation.
29 for the Bulldogs at the 10-yard line.
Which is going to cause the Tigers defense to play some backed off coverage.
Hall drops back to pass. Goes to the right side. That is complete to Jordan Clark, who goes down almost immediately. It's going to be 3rd and a country mile.
I think the turf might have caught him.
As another timeout called by West Alabama.
Interesting. You would think that it would be Bowie State calling these timeouts, but West Alabama doing everything in their power to make sure that they have at least some time on the clock to go for a possible another drive.
The Bulldogs have to find a way to convert on this 3rd and 21, or they're going to have a huge challenge holding back the Western Alabama offense, or the West Alabama offense, excuse me. That's an offense that we have seen, Brandon, in the past few quarters. They have found their life here in the second half.
They indeed have found their life, and it all started with Tyler Rogers running up that right side of the offensive line that has been opening up holes for him for the second half of this game.
So here come the Bulldogs facing a 3rd and 21 from the 18-yard line. They're going to spread them out again.
3rd and 21.
See what they decide to go with. Hall drops back. They throw it to the right side. That's almost intercepted. And the Bulldogs will have to punt. And the momentum again back on West Alabama's side.
That missed snap. I really want to know what was there. Was there some miscommunication there on that snap that Amir wasn't ready for? Might have been, but now they got to rely on the foot of Fuentes.
Well, West Alabama is going to get this one back with 3:29 and in good field position.
But they only have one timeout left.
Bulldog defense is going to have to lock down here, make them spend that timeout. Fuentes kicks it off. That's going to be
another high boomer.
Rolling. They're going to return it. And they will start this one just inside Bulldogs territory. It's Thurman's return up to about the 44-yard line.
To the Bowie State 46-yard line.
To the 46-yard line. So we 1st and 10 from there.
At the Bowie State 46-yard line.
For the Bulldogs, what you need the most is a turnover.
They've caused 3 turnovers today thus far. Ran one back for a touchdown. They're capable of doing it. Let's see what happens.
West Alabama comes out in a 3-receiver set. Rogers in the backfield. We've seen what he's done here in this 4th quarter. But they continue to run it to the right side. Satterwhite hands it off. He's going to go to the left side this time. He gets stuffed.
Right back at the line of scrimmage.
Gets to the line of scrimmage and no further. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 46. Bulldog fans starting to make some noise here with 2:58 left in the game.
It's 2nd and 10.
West Alabama's going to spread them out, 4 receivers. Satterwhite's going to drop back to pass. Goes to the right side.
Incomplete.
That is incomplete. Tough defense there by number 43, Trayvon King. Was draped on. They did not call any sort of penalties. It's now 3rd and 10 from the 46.
Bulldogs defense is doing a good job of holding them off.
They need one more, realistically 2 more stops.
If you're the Tigers, do you run the ball here or do you pass?
I think you try to run it, set it up for a 4th and short or 4th and medium. While Rogers has been getting yardage here.
Getting taken out of the game.
So Satterwhite drops back. Goes to the right side. That's complete. And that'll be a 1st down for West Alabama. We got a man down. So with 2:36 to go, it sets up a 1st down for West Alabama, and you've got to imagine they are 4-down territory for the rest of the game.
I would agree with that, my friend.
That was Spivey on the reception. He's down with the injury.
He's helped up.
Looks like he's going to walk off the field.
Walking on his own power.
So the Bulldog defense almost had the stop there, but led up a soft spot in their zone to Spivey, and Harry Satterwhite made him pay, and he's shown
some poise here in the second half despite throwing the 3 interceptions.
Yes, he has.
So 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. 2 minutes, 36 seconds to go in the game. The Bulldogs holding on to a 41-35 lead. Satterwhite drops back to pass. Goes to the right side, and that is complete to Boyd, who gets out of bounds. Makes a reception at the 21-yard line, a gain of 6. So it's 2nd and 6, or made a reception at the 23, so it's 2nd and 6 from the 23-yard line. West Alabama will keep it moving. They got 3 receivers, 2 split out to the left side. Bulldogs have been unable to get to the quarterback today. They only got 1 sack. So Satterwhite drops back to pass. Goes over to right side.
Almost intercepted by Rogers again.
Richardson would have ended the game with that catch.
Roger Richardson.
And it went through his hands. Sets up 3rd and 6 with 1 minute, 53 seconds to go. He was so close, Brandon.
Right at his fingertips.
And West Alabama will get another chance at it.
Another 3rd down. Let's see what happens here. Bowie sends just 4.
Drops back to pass. Goes to the right side.
Incomplete.
One more opportunity for West Alabama. You've got to imagine they are going to go for it.
The pressure's on right now on the Bowie State defense. They're trying to get the crowd up into it and get him hyped. Get him some home field advantage going on here. But the situation is this. They just need to get to the 1st down, but if they have an opening where they could go for the touchdown, they might go for it. So
one last chance.
Toss-up
for West Alabama. And with chance of defense, Satterwhite drops back to pass. Throws to the right side. It's incomplete! It's incomplete! It's incomplete! And with only 1 timeout, the Bulldogs are 1 minute and 44 from advancing in the NCAA Division II playoffs.
What a play by the Bulldogs defense, getting them off the field on 4th down.
Earlier this season against Winston-Salem State, Amir Hall with a deep pass with under a minute to go.
Be a miracle.
Seals it for Bowie State. Today, the defense may have did the same. And the Bulldogs are on their way, depending on what happens next.
There's still a lot of time left. West Alabama still has a timeout, 1 minute 44. Bowie State has all 3 timeouts left.
Bulldogs kneel down.
Kneel it down, I guess.
They call a timeout. They can kneel it down here and end it. West Alabama burns their last timeout.
So that's crucial because now they can't stop the clock.
Brandon, what are your thoughts on today's game?
Man, this has been a very competitive game. Back and forth. There were moments where West Alabama had the momentum. There were moments where Bowie State definitely had the momentum along with home field advantage. Amir Hall went on 2 long touchdown drives to give his team the lead. West Alabama, they got things going with Tyler Rogers in the second half in the run game, which brought them back into a 1-possession situation. But then when it mattered the most, the Bowie State Bulldogs defense came through in the clutch, got them off the field on 3rd down, and now with 1 minute and 42 seconds left, they could possibly be on their way to Valdosta.
So the Bulldogs just kneel it down again. So now they're going to run a play here. They're going to hand it off to Williams. And he holds on to it. So So they can just let this clock run all the way down. 2nd and 11 now from the actually 3rd down now upcoming.
On the carry.
I know, right? Let's go to resume.
Down one on the play. It is 3rd down and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So the Bulldogs are going to take the penalty. You can take the penalty or call a timeout here.
Hall waiting for.
They will take
We really shooting history. We really out here shooting history.
the timeout. So now what you can do is you can kneel it down one more time, let the clock run all the way down, take the penalty,
He was in my shot.
and then you kick the punt and put Western Alabama in a Hail Mary situation. However, we have seen them block a punt today,
Yes.
so it is not a done deal by any stretch.
The Bulldogs offense might have to go conservative here, but they could surprise us with something that they have in their bag of tricks.
I don't think they're going to take a chance here. You want to try and get the first down. That'll for sure end the game. But you don't want to get too aggressive and end up getting a turnover.
Right. I think in this situation, I think the safest thing to do would be to run the ball if you're Bowie State.
So here come the Bulldogs. 54.9 seconds to go. So they are just going to run it. Hand it off to Williams.
Ellis.
He gets stuffed after a short gain. Now they're just going to let the clock run all the way down.
Brian Ellis on the carry.
One last time for the receiver. One last
Only
time.
2 on the play. It's 4th down and 8 at the 25.
Now we still got to run to the play.
So they're going to let the clock run all the way down.
Take the safety! Take the safety!
So call a timeout with 7 seconds. Now what you could do here, really, if you want to, is our kind friend was just screaming out to say, you could really just put Amir in a shotgun, snap the ball, and just have him take the safe, run back, and take the safety.
Take the safety, coach!
That would run the clock out, more than likely.
I see what you're saying there.
But you could run the risk of a fumble. And
Possibly.
a fumble back in the end zone.
Not trying to put any of that on them or out there, but you
We're
want to
ju-
take
we're
all this
just
into
saying.
consideration.
If he somehow fumbles it, that could be a touchdown. And that would not be good. Obviously, because they'd lose the game.
Obviously.
So we'll see what the Bulldogs decide to do. Because at this point, Western Alabama just has to take. All they can do is take a shot at the end zone, or get the forward lateral play going. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do the.
At the conclusion of this event.
They are not going to do the safety. They're going to kick it away. They actually brought out Gene Carson for the punt.
For those of you that didn't know, yes, Gene Carson is multi-talented on special teams.
He's the place kicker as well as the punter. And yeah, he's going to take the safety. He's going to run the clock down. Takes the safety. And the Bulldogs are on their way to round 2.
My friend, we have just called history at Bulldog Stadium.
Hold on. There is a penalty. If that is against the offense, that's the end of the game. If that is against the defense. It'll be an untimed down. We just kneel it down and that's it. So let's see what the call is.
Game over. She see me. She don't see me.
So here comes the call. It's going to be hold against the Bulldogs, which will not matter. Looks like they're going to put him back on the field, actually.
For one more down, untimed, I think.
That was an offensive penalty. I'm under the impression that the game can end on an offensive penalty. The way I've heard it explained is it can't end on a defensive penalty.
Okay.
But it looks like they are going to have to run one more play. Western Alabama's trying to figure out who they're going to put on the field. Now they walk off the field. And the Bulldogs offense is now back on. Carson's now back on the field. They haven't put any time back on the clock. I think at this point you just take it, pick it up, and boot it into the stands as hard as you can.
Yeah, you could do that.
Because either way, this game is over.
So Bowie State is one play remaining untimed. That is the end of
So the Bulldogs have ran the play. The game is over. The Bulldogs are on to round two after they get the win 41-35 against West Alabama. And Coach Sewell is running from a Powerade bottle.
I can't see him.
He was down here. One of the coaches is about to get hit with a Powerade.
Oh, that's Coach Ware.
So Coach Ware is about to get hit
Coach
with a Powerade container.
Man, oh man.
Brandon, what a game.
What a game. What a turn of events. This was nothing like we anticipated. This was definitely worth your money. It was definitely worth you tuning in. Back and forth. Punch after punch, knockout after knockout, touchdown after touchdown. The Bulldogs and the Tigers battled, but in the end, the Bulldogs are victorious in just their second playoff game here at Bulldog Stadium. History, my friend. We just called history.
And as Deron Holmes waves the Bulldogs flag, the Bowie State University Bulldogs have earned another game of football, which will be played next week at the number one seeded Valdosta. So until next time, my name is Daryl Kinsey Jr. For Brandon Williams and everyone here in BSU TV, thank you for watching on CIAA SN. We will see you next time.
Go Bulldogs.